I forgot to put my dungeon master name. People know who the fuck I am.
That's right. You are the dungeon master. All right, everyone. Welcome to Masculine Geek number 72, the live stream D&D session. I believe it's session 5. And welcome to another wonderful, amazing Wednesday, one of the best days of the week, one of the best shows on the internet, one of. All right, Dungeon Master Drew, take it away.
So when we left off, the group had some dealings with the guard in the town of Horsehead Port. They're attempting to establish a quarantine because of some sort of necrotic plague that was rapidly killing people in certain houses. And unfortunately, as your group was making their way out of the garden and the territory that you were in last time, things took a turn for the worse. Word spread quickly, and in the rush for people to attempt to get out of town, the whole place ended up being chaos, and the plague spread more quickly. And unfortunately, you got separated in the mob trying to get out and lost your elven cleric, Silric. You got separated, but you knew where you were going. You needed to go, if you recall, east towards the village or town of Raven Rock, beyond which held a temple of the chaotic death goddess Dimmu, somewhere in the hills, where the cultists were taking the chalice of the goddess Ilsfari, which your group had been tasked with recovering by the clerics of Ilsfari in Horsehead. And after a few weeks of travel heading west, you managed to come across Ravens Rock. And when you arrived in Ravens Rock, you found the town almost completely abandoned. There were signs of struggle, doors smashed off their hinges, carts knocked over, various livestock ripped apart and just strewn about. But strangely, no human bodies except for one. As you're making your way through this town with nothing but the sounds of the occasional, birds pecking at the corpses of animals and just the kind of stink of death coming through in the wind, you come across in the center of town a woman that is strung up by her hands in the well. Body's just hanging there. And as you approach, you can faintly hear some moaning, and you see carved on her back, she's completely naked, just tied to this thing, carved into her back appeared to be some sort of symbols. As you got closer, you realized it was a map. And on the map, there were several landmarks, including a bridge, sort of a twisted, what looked like a tree with a noose, and a door. And on the door, an image of the chalice. And there were just some very rough arrows with that. So, making your way through town about half a day further, and it's starting to get dark. It's raining lightly. You come upon this massive stone bridge that crosses just a raging river. The water's pouring through. You can see there's sharp rocks jutting out in places. And the bridge, big, wide stone bridge, probably about 12, 15 feet wide, spans the entire river except, and it's probably about 100 feet or so across, except there's a section in the middle of the bridge. It's about 20 feet where the stones appear to have just been knocked out of it. And there are just a few boards that extend across. There's one column roughly in the middle, about 10 feet. And there's a board that extends to that, and another and a narrower plank that passes beyond that. As you're making your way up the bridge, on the other side, you can see kind of slumped, just kind of laying against the edge, this enormous troll, just big, bumpy, gray, scaly skin. And it doesn't appear to notice that you're there. It's just kind of laying, facing in the other direction, but it's right past the edge where the stones are knocked out on that side. And you take one glance around, because where you are right now, it's a little ways to the tree line behind you, and sadly, there's still no sight of the cleric. So what does everybody do? Just throw it at me as you think of things. Whoever's got an idea first.
Trolls. Troll. Would we all know? Would we all know that trolls?
Speaking of trolls,
yes. Would we all know that trolls need to be burned or dipped in acid or some shit in order to fully kill them?
I'm going to have Eldamar explain this to the group, because Eldamar, being a ranger, would have been familiar with this. And as you are coming up to this edge, right where the bridge is, where the center of the bridge is knocked out, you look back and you can see, just coming through the tree line, Silric. He has managed to somehow find his way through and catch up to the group.
You're late.
A bloody time.
Oh, fuck.
welcome to the party, pal.
Well, just dealing with my followers. dealing with my people.
Always fun.
And sorting out my spell cards.
Nice. Aldemar, what is this troll? How we kill this thing?
Just shred it into pieces.
Can we negotiate with it?
I don't know about that wisdom of that.
We're not killing it. We're not.
I'm pretty sure that's not how you kill a troll.
we're trying to separate player knowledge and character knowledge. Just to
that's interesting. Yeah, we should do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
you have to make a perception check, and you certainly have to make a wisdom check, right?
Okay.
I mean,
probably.
Well, your rangers would know.
Yeah, have Eldamar make a wisdom check.
Okay. Which dice is that? Is that the 20?
Oh, it's always a 20-sider, yeah.
Yep.
The other dice are usually for damage.
So the perception is 11, and then let me check.
And you add your wisdom modifier, I think.
Is +5. Wisdom is either +5 or +2.
Probably a +5.
Well,
Yeah,
five looks one way and a 2 looks the other. I don't know.
Yeah. Sledge.
Just waiting for that.
You spurred.
I've got your numbers here somewhere.
I got your number. I got your.
I'd ask the party, can we negotiate with this thing? Do trolls have wisdom, or can we talk to this thing? We're gonna have to.
Well, Eldamar, and I'm going to tell Eldamar, and then he can communicate this to you in character. Eldamar would be aware that trolls are not incredibly bright. They have this doesn't. I'll just, instead of giving you numbers, a troll is just a little bit less intelligent than maybe your
tree.
A really slow person.
So a little less intelligent than Grat.
He makes Grat look smart.
I like that. It's actually what's Grat's intelligence here?
His intelligence is 10.
So it's less intelligent than Grat. Now, a 10, 11 is right about average.
Yeah, I'm about average.
11 is average.
Yeah.
Beneath
it's not terribly. It's sentient. It's sapient. It can think.
It can speak. It can translate.
It's got the mentality of an angry, and the hyper aggressive toddler that's always hungry.
And just very, very quick, so we know the direction that this adventure is going to take. Rollo, you're going to be DMing next round, correct?
The next time we play, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We're gonna go old school. We're gonna play
cool.
my way. The old way.
Christ.
Like the old school.
First edition?
Rollo up to speed real quick.
Wow.
You're on a stone bridge.
Okay.
Sorry, you're on a stone bridge that's spanning about 100-foot river. The water's racing below. There's some sharp rocks. The middle 20 feet of the bridge is knocked out, and there's only one stone column that's partially knocked out, and there is a plank of wood that goes down from the side of the bridge you're on, the west side, to that column, and then back up to the east side. So it's about 10 feet on each plank, 20 feet across. There's an enormous troll laying motionless on the other side of the bridge. But in the rain, and it's getting dark, but there's still some light in the sky, you can see as the rain is pattering off this thing that it's letting off a little bit of steam. So it's warm. It looks like it's just sleeping.
Well, somebody fucked up his bridge.
In fact, you can hear.
I was gonna listen. You can hear it snore. Yeah.
Yes. Sort of.
Okay.
I could assassinate. I got assassinate power. Could sneak over and try to.
How big is it? Like, is it man-sized? Like 10 feet tall? How like?
They are massive. This is a troll, probably about 10, 12 feet.
Like, you ain't assassinating that dude.
Okay. All right.
Fire. Probably.
Well, do we know? And I mean, can I make a perception check? Hold on. Let me call up Hero Lab. There we go.
What are you attempting to perceive?
If I would know that it regenerates and it needs to be burnt.
Oh, wisdom check.
Wisdom check. Oh, well, that's even better.
Actually, I think Aldemar already made a check for that earlier.
Oh, okay. So
was that indeed a +5?
Yeah, so he would know that. So if you want in character to let the other players know that your character is aware that if it is fire, prevents it from regenerating. If it's wounded and then there's fire, the fire prevents the limb from regenerating.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to take this thing down. Well, I mean, we're trying to get to the other side of this bridge, right?
Just pay him.
Is there a pay him? Oh,
He's a troll. A troll under the bridge. You got to pay.
Got lots of money.
I don't know.
Probably just give him sled.
It'll probably be hungry. It's sleeping right now, right? So
we could try and tiptoe around it.
Yeah, can I try sneaking past it?
I was gonna say you could try to sneak past it, or you could try to like. Yeah, you know what? Let's.
Okay.
You guys sort it.
So what? We'll just go. Who wants to try to sneak past it? All
I
right,
guess I will because I'm a rogue.
No, Todd. You sit in the corner. The adults are taking over.
I say you go get him, Aldemar. I pat Aldemar on the back.
Make a dexterity check as you are walking along these planks.
Please roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Rat's gonna draw his greatsword.
So you were saying agility? Was that the word?
Yeah, or a dexterity check.
Okay. So 15 plus 7.
Okay.
Nice.
So Aldemar just walks right across these planks as if it's nothing. You can see him rocking, though, a little bit as he's walking down, but it almost appears effortless as he goes across, his weight easily shifting with the movement of the planks so that he's just down and up across in a few seconds. Make a stealth check.
Stealth check? Okay. Is that with the 20?
Yep, 20-sided die.
And then stealth.
It'll be in the box next to your abilities down alphabetically, the small print.
Oh, 13.
Okay. As you are coming up onto the stones on the other side of the bridge, there are some loose pebbles and some rocks that are still, a little, starting to come out of the mortar where whatever took this down is, but you manage to very easily kind of push them aside with your feet as you're going through. And this troll, it kind of shifts a little bit and again snorts loudly, but doesn't even know that you're there.
Does it look like a? Can I? I want to take a look at the troll. Is it like carrying anything? Does it have like a bag, or does it have any kind of...
It's laying on its side, and you see its back and you see its head kind of. And this bridge is about we'll say 15 feet across, and it's covering most of this bridge. Its head is kind of on the ledge on the side. All you see is this massive back and these legs curled up. Now, as Aldemar is getting over there, he can see that it has this huge club, massive club in its right hand. And in the other hand, he's got it wrapped around what looks like half of a, well, you can't tell because it's the back half, but it looks like some sort of, could have been a cow or a deer or something. You're not quite sure because it's also pretty mangled. But he's got the back half of some sort of large herbivore in his other arm.
I look at the other guy and say, do we want to each take our shot getting across this thing very quietly?
Well, let me, how far away, like, if I stand at the busted end of the bridge, how far across is it from me? And it's starting to rain.
How wide is the span?
It's just a couple feet past that. So we'll say like 22, 23 feet from the very edge of the bridge or the very edge of the gap to where it is.
How wide is this river?
It's about 100 feet. And the gap is right in the middle. The water is rushing by below, and there are some pretty jagged rocks around this portion, plus, more stone from, actually some of the jagged rocks are probably parts of the bridge that got knocked down in that are still jutting above the surface.
Is there any logical place on the other side where Aldemar is to tie like a tree or something? Because I got 50 feet of hemp rope. I don't know if we could just like bypass this thing if we tie it and diagonally shoot, from where we are on the bridge.
I could take one of my arrows, tie it.
Well, no, you're already on the other side.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I could do this.
The
The
stonework is relatively worn and smooth, and there's no columns or anything protruding above the bridge that you might be able to tie that onto.
I just give Aldemar the finger across from the bridge because I'm envious he made it across so quietly. Yeah.
And then I scream to you, give me your gold.
What do you think, Roll? Got anything in your bag of tricks?
Well, it's already asleep, sort of. I could make it really asleep, but actually what I'm thinking about doing is just a very simple spell. It's called Silence, and it's only verbal and semantic, so I could do it.
Cast it on him?
Cast it around, around the area where the troll is, so you guys can move by silently. You won't have to worry about waking it up.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan.
That sounds like a good idea. It'll only take one action to do, so I think that's what I'll do. Actually, it's one I have prepped too, so I don't even have to remove a slot. Okay, so I'm going to do Silence.
Cool.
Awesome.
It has a 120-foot range, so I will do it around. It's a 20-foot radius around the troll. So there's silence, and you can all proceed.
Perfect. Who is going to go first?
Fuck it, I'll go first.
I'll fall.
Drag a rope off of I mean, I got a 14 dexterity. I probably dance straight across it, but that just me saying that means I'll fail.
Right.
Are you guys going to do anything to prepare? Somebody had a rope. How are you guys going to do this?
Yeah, who's already on the other side?
Aldemar.
Just Aldemar.
The ranger's already across. Get your bow ready. That's all I have to say.
All right, I got my bow ready. I'm ready to shoot.
It doesn't mean somebody's not going to screw up.
Yeah, I've just got my rapier ready.
Yeah.
Grad has his.
I'll just make it quick and painless.
All right. Grad has his great sword out. Grad's gonna fall, Sarah. Let's go. French fried potatoes.
We all got to roll to see if we make it or what?
Somebody throwing a rope across, or are we just
You
gonna?
gotta go across like in order. So who's walking across first?
That'd be me.
All right,
Right.
you can-
Roll.
Okay, 18.
And Sarah just sort of almost glides across. You have hooves, not feet, right? Or do you have feet or hooves?
They're
His feet.
yeah.
Okay. It's satyrs, not
Feet.
the tieflings that have those. So Sarah just kind of pads right across. It wobbles a little bit, but you don't even seem to notice. Almost float. Who goes across next?
Grat. 14.
As Grat starts
Well,
to
12 plus 2, 14.
Okay. As Grat starts to step on these, they creak a little bit, and you can almost feel it starting to bend down under your weight. But you move cautiously, and a couple times you almost kind of lose your footing because it's a little bit slick from the rain too. But you just manage to make it across. And even though as you land, you kick a
easy.
stone out of the way, it doesn't hit the troll, and it's still just snorting loudly. But now that you're getting across, the smell of, you can't tell how much the smell is from the troll versus the half carcass, but the stench is almost sickening. Who's next?
That's disgusting.
I'll go. Wait, is Grat already there? Or you're on.
Grat's already across.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you
Just
are.
you and me.
It's just you and me. All right, I'll go. Let's do it. At least then I'll have somebody to blame it on. Okay, just before I go, don't forget I weigh 95 pounds plus
Soaking wet.
male, and just so we're clear here. So, and my dexterity is 14, so I get +2, and I get a grand total of 17. That's 19.
Nice.
Okay.
I do a
And-
little flourish when I get to the other side.
Flutter yourself across the bridge.
Yeah, so Silric almost sort of floats across these as if it's nothing. It
I
doesn't
take
even.
a very deep bow to Sled on the other side.
I gave him a finger like this because I have a feeling you guys took all the high rolls. I'm gonna come up with a deuce
Yeah,
here.
here comes. You remember that one you were hoping that TJ got?
Yeah. Can I do stealth or do I gotta do dexterity?
Dexterity.
That's what that is.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
dexterity for
Same
the
thing.
forge.
Long like.
Shouldn't it be acrobatics though? I don't know.
5.
The rouge failed.
Do I just kick it in its nuts or what? What do I do?
We're at the
As
cojones.
you are crossing, the first board starts to shift,
Cracks.
and you overcompensate trying to regain your balance and kick it out to the side. Make another dexterity check.
9. Why do roll it? It's not like I control the damn dice.
You almost grab onto the column in the middle, but instead of being able to grab it, you face plant on it, and you can feel
Schmack.
the bottom of your nose and the upper teeth kind of cracking, and you fall back into the water. Make another dexterity check.
9 again.
What the fuck?
Well, do you want me to be honest or not? Natural 20. I did a flip and then a pirouetted. No, I got a 9 again.
That would have been better.
Water. Okay, so
I'm a goddamn rogue.
two falling damage from smacking the column. The water grabs you, and you just feel it pulling you along, and you slam into some rubble.
Come back,
5
Shane.
points of damage. You slam into some
9?
rubble a little bit further on. 5 points.
9 points. Okay, on top of the 2 you just gave me.
No, 2 and 5. 2 and 5.
7. Okay.
There is no
3,
levitate
8.
spell in the cleric deck.
You are now like kind of caught up in this rubble with this water bashing against it. Make a Constitution check.
Sarah, do you have a levitate spell at all?
Nope.
8.
That's a,
My Constitution is 12, but I rolled an 8.
that's not
Don't
an-
look at me like that, Drew. I don't control the dice.
Okay. So the water.
We got body number 1.
As you're trying, you're kind of woozy from smacking your head on both the column and then this thing. So make a strength check.
I'm gonna run down after him.
Okay, there I got 12.
Okay, you are able to find a handhold on the rock and to keep yourself from being pulled further away, and you're able to just keep your head above the water so that you're able to breathe. Now, there's one plank that goes from your side of the bridge to the column, but there's nothing back to the west side of the bridge. And he is now about 20 feet to the north down the river against what looks like a big chunk of the bridge that's kind of sticking up out of the water.
Maybe we should throw him a rope.
I'm already running or working my way down on that side of the bank.
All right, cool. I'll give you a hand. I'll grab head over.
On that side of the bank,
Stupid
the middle
sled.
of the river is about 50 feet.
You can jump that easy, right?
Hmm.
Now you'll make an acrobatics check.
Yeah, 50 feet. I think your running distance or your jump, a running jump, I think is,
My move.
I think it was like 10 plus your strength bonus or something.
I got rope. I mean, I could toss it to someone if I am able to throw the rope. I don't know how precarious the situation I'm in right now.
You're holding on with everything you've got to keep.
Okay,
Water,
I won't be able to grab that rope.
water's rushing.
What can I do here? Let's see.
The troll is still snoring.
All right, I'll move down there. I guess I'll have to jump because I was the one that was right before you. So I guess I'll run after him on that side of the. Do I have to jump down to get to where he's at?
You're going to jump into the water.
Oh, I am. Okay.
Okay, he's in the water. You don't know how deep it is, but it's rough. It's going. The river is going.
Don't go in water.
He's out 50 feet into the water. Not on the bank, right?
Cross, and it's right about in the middle. So he's about 20 feet from the bridge, but he's almost in the center of the river. So
okay, that's it. Okay. Who's got rope? Wow, I have rope, don't I?
I've got rope.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I've got rope as well.
The standard 100 feet of rope.
I'm down 50 feet of rope.
That's right.
Where's the
tie
ranger?
the rope around an arrow and shoot him.
Cool. What
His
is
head makes a good target.
Aldemar? You're the ranger. Why don't you go try to whoop him out again, lasso him out of there?
Yeah,
A
seriously.
ranger, not a cowboy.
You guys have rope, so
I got rope.
What the hell? Okay, I'll take my rope and I'll try to throw it out to him. Is he still conscious? Is he like flailing around or something like that?
He's just managing to hold on to the slippery rocks, keeping his head above the water.
All right, I'll try to throw him the rope that I have. I know I have 50 feet of rope, don't I? Yeah. Okay.
Are you trying to toss it to him, or are you trying to get a loop around him?
Just out to him. I'll coil it up and throw it out like that.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh boy. Okay, +2. Ugh. Okay, so 12.
12. It's not that hard. You're not trying to hit a moving target. He's just there. So as you're holding on to these rocks and being battered by this water, you feel this rope kind of flop across your shoulder, and you can see it just kind of flipping in the water in front of you. So there's just a couple feet that are going out ahead of you.
I grab the rope.
Okay. And you have the strength to grab a rope.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys going to pull him up? Or are you going to pull up on the rope? What do you want to do?
You guys are gonna need to help me out here. How much is he?
I'll help.
Okay.
I'm $150.
Yeah, but you're in fast rushing water now too, so we're gonna have that.
Grad will help you.
Everybody make a strength check. That is
17. Yeah.
20.
20.
Man, I'm rolling 17s like it's my job today.
17.
all right. So you're able to drag him over back to and up over the edge of the bridge. And you're soaking wet, you're freezing. You still have all your stuff, though. Nothing has managed to get away. You were very well.
Coins disappeared into the drink.
No coin. You still got all your coins.
It's all that matters. All that matters.
And as you're pulling him up over, this troll lets out a large.
Well, that's what.
And you see the eyes open, and it blinks, and it looks back across the bridge, and then it looks at you again, and it starts to kind of get up, and you can tell it's kind of waking asleep outside. Brings an arm up, and it's covered in gore from this thing, and starts to wipe it across its face, and realizes, it's got all this crap on it, and it's just staring at you.
Don't
and
move.
It starts to stand up. What do you do?
Don't move.
Well, it's still got the silence on it, so
Yeah.
it will have it for how long will the silence last? Silence will, of course, you'll just move out of it, but it lasts up to 10 minutes. So
It begins to move its mouth, but you can't hear anything it's saying. And as it starts to move its mouth, it stops, and it looks around again, and then you see it go. and it's just, it looks like it's baffled. It doesn't understand what's happening. And then everybody make a dexterity check.
Man, here's where I screw up.
13.
I got 5.
17.
12.
TJ, what'd you roll?
22.
What did you get?
So I rolled a 15, and then my dexterity is 7.
Okay. I thought you said 42 for a second.
Sorry, 22.
42.
Brain,
20-sided twice.
Okay. Sled, what did you get again?
13.
13. Okay. So this half of he grabs the leg of this thing and just tosses it towards you. So you have this half of
Carcass.
a cow or whatever, half carcass flying towards you, and you manage to dive to the side, except for Silric, that it hit square on and knocked back by this, and 9 points of damage. The thing
Shit.
knocks you back.
Jesus Christ. Flying deer caused that much?
Well, it's probably
And
half the body of it.
Silric is now pinned under this half of a carcass of whatever, and this you just have this rot and stench and blood and like shit coming out of some of what's left of the intestines. It's just a mess, and this thing is starting to lumber forward towards you guys.
I'll cue up the
All right.
crossbow.
I'll Grat'll tear the carcass off of Sorek.
Strength check.
One of my best ones. My favorite.
Yeah, half a cow or something like that. It's probably before
26.
So you come up to right behind Silric and just squat down and get a handful of the skin and stuff, and you come up and you start to toss it, and as it is coming off of Silric, the skin almost starts to just pull right off.
Ew.
And the rest of it,
the S falls back on you.
Squat down and splat just past his feet, but now you're holding this rotting skin, and you notice that there's maggots all over the underside of this thing. So you toss it.
I'm gonna toss it.
Silric is now covered in some of this gore.
Ew.
Maggots and blood and piss.
Everybody make a roll for initiative.
Yeah. The fuck is my initiative?
There we go.
Oh, +2.
7.
We got
Oh,
7.
nice. Is that a 19 or a 16? That's only a 16. 18.
A little better. I'm 16.
12.
Brad's
I
got an 18.
got 5, so.
You are loud.
Okay. So then Grat. Well, Grat did the flippy thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just have the troll go last. Silric. Now you're prone, so you need to use part of your movement to get up.
Okay, I'll flip up
Kip up.
and start wiping this crap off of me.
Anything else?
Is there something
It-
coming at me? Am I
Yeah,
the troll's
coming
coming.
at us.
The
Gotta
troll's
kill it.
coming
What do you
across the
got?
room.
Blast
Okay.
away.
He's up, and he's starting to move towards you.
Oh,
And you're maybe about 15, 20 feet apart.
okay.
Shoot her.
Well, I could do that, but I got a better idea. Well, no, it'll be on. So am I in front of it? Like, where's the closest?
It is by the edge of your side of the bridge, probably about 20 feet away, and it is still trying. It's miming a yell, but it looks baffled why there's no sound coming out of its mouth.
Okay. Where is that one? Sacred Flame. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna do one action. So, okay, Sacred Flame, verbal and somatic. I'll that he'll be the target. How far away is it?
20-something feet.
20 feet. Okay, 60-foot range. I will do Sacred Flame on it.
All right, make an attack roll.
Okay. Okay, so the target must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 points of damage per level. So
Okay, what's your dexterity? What's the save on that?
it's dexterity on the troll itself.
Yeah, the dexterity saving, there's a number it's got to save for. In your spells, it should say
It says the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 points of damage per level. The target gains no benefit from cover or for the saving throw.
Yeah, well, I was saying the save that it needs to make is relative to your. There's a number that should be in your spells. What they have to roll to save, because the higher your level, the harder it is for them to make.
Well, I mean, I'm 6th level, right? So
Yeah.
Trying to find if I got it.
because
Here.
dexterity would be on the troll's dexterity, right?
Yeah, the troll's dexterity determines the bonus of his roll, but the roll that he has to beat.
The target number comes from you.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, so my dexterity number is it?
Oh no, it's not your dexterity. It's your. I think it's a spell save. It should-
This the spell modifier. So mine is my intelligence is 14, so it's +2.
Okay, it didn't get that.
Okay.
So if 14 plus, if it's +2, because usually it's 13 plus. So yeah, it didn't get it. So roll for damage. It's taken full damage.
Okay, so let's see. This is 6. Okay, so I'm at 6th level. So let's see. 6, 8, 1, 2, and 8.
Total
What did I say? That's 16.
was it 162? These
So it was 8, 1, 6, 8, 2, and 8.
8, 1, 6, 8, 2, and 8.
Mhm.
So 8, 9, 15, 23, 25, 33.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So this big
Okay.
flame, just bright white, flies out of Silver's fingers and washes over the front of this thing, and it's trying to bat it away, but it just, you can see, you can't hear, but you can see all of its gray, bumpy skin start to kind of redden and then bubble, and this thing just bares its teeth, huge, jagged but rotten teeth, and you can't hear it, but you can smell and feel the spittle as it sort of just roars at you from inside this thing of silence.
It's turned out to be a silver lining, that silence thing.
Glad?
Gonna shoot him.
You gonna rant at him?
And I'll miss him. With a big high 8 there. I got an 8.
Why do we bring you again, Rouge
What
Assassin?
attack him with?
I needed somebody to steal the gold.
I rolled an 8. I tried to shoot him with the short bow. I missed him.
The arrow just kind of glances off the side of the bridge, flies wide of him. Do you have another attack?
I mean,
Maybe I do. I think I got to use a cunning action. No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. No. Just to be intellectually honest, I don't believe I have another action.
Sero. Okay. We will do Aldemar and come back to Sero when he comes back.
So what are
Sero,
we rolling for?
kind of trying to figure out what to do. Oh,
So-
wait a second. Spells with a verbal component inside this thing of silence. Something to keep in mind. Right, Eldemar?
So where am I? Kind of getting
On
lost.
the bridge, you're 20 feet, you're all about 20 to 25 feet away from the troll. The troll is near the middle of the bridge. You're past him because you went around him to be able to pull
Right.
Eldemar. Actually, Sero's back. While you're thinking about it, Sero, what do you do to the troll?
Which bolt?
Nice.
We're throwing lightning.
Let it burn.
15.
Nice. All right. Roll for damage.
Damage. 7.
7. Okay.
And this is one according to the rules here that if you hit them, let me read it here.
Is it like a sustain?
Well, it says a beam of crackling blue energy lances out toward the creature within range, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the target. So on a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage. On each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal an additional 1 to 12 lightning damage to the target automatically.
It's like force lightning. You're like the
Yep.
emperor.
I like the Emperor. I'm just blasting him.
Exactly.
Palpaverb.
That's right.
And you're all standing, and you can't hear any of this, but you can see this bright, streak of jagged blue lightning leap from Sero's fingertips and just start kind of washing over this troll. And it's kind of, you can see him spasming a little bit, his muscles twitching under at the same time, the scorching skin. Aldemar.
Yes. So I guess so I'm 25 feet away from this troll.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could move in, or you could do a range attack.
I'm going to do a range attack with my bow. So do I get the 20 die?
Yeah, always. All attacks are always a 20-sider.
Okay. So I rolled a 17.
That hit.
So what do I do next?
Your
Sorry.
bonus, I think, for arrows, is it?
What were you doing? Were you shooting your bow?
Yeah, shooting my bow.
Okay. So the 17 plus, that's, you rolled a 17, and there should be a number for a bonus for your attack with your bow, with your proficiency on that.
+3.
Yeah, well, you hit it with the 17, but just for stuff later on. So roll for damage.
It's cool.
12.
Oh, nice. And do you have any more attacks?
You don't go. You can't shoot twice.
I'm gonna. I mean, I got a long sword and a spear. Oh, that's right. I can do 2 attacks. I'm gonna actually try to hit it with the long sword. Now that I've hit it, I'm going to try and slash at it.
Yeah, your movement should cover that. I'm just going to say, yeah. So you hit it with the arrow, and as soon as you let the arrow fly, you started running forward and make the attack with your longsword.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Trips and gets caught in the lightning.
so that's a 12. And then with the
You
long
rolled the 12, or is that your total with the bonus?
Oh, my bad. So it's with the total, it's 14.
Oh, okay. So you run and you swing, and it just moves a little bit, jerking from the lightning, and you just end up glancing off of its hip with the sword and don't seem to do any damage to it. Now, it swings that club towards you're the closest one to it, and the club, you feel the wind go right over your head, but you just managed to roll aside without this thing taking your head off completely. Let me see how many attacks this thing makes. Oh, shit. Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
And after, yeah.
That's how many? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No shit. Oh, shit.
After the club, oh, fuck. It comes across with this claw and just batters you, slamming you, and hold on. Oh, wait a second. I gotta check. What is your armor class again? I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna hit you with this, but
15.
yeah.
Uh-oh. Sit down, Sled.
Fuck me.
Well, I don't like that sound. I don't like the collective sound. It makes me nervous.
13.
Yeah.
Its claws rake deep as this claw comes across, deep gouges across your chest. And then as
Just
you're laying there, 1, 2, 3, and 4, unfortunately, it lunges towards you again and attempts to bite. You feel the heat in your face is getting sprayed with this just rotten saliva and feces or whatever from the
Like my first marriage.
the teeth clamp shut just inches from your face as you manage to just roll back barely out of the way of it.
A long sword up its throat.
On your next turn, yeah, it goes back to now Grat. As you see all this happening, Macabre is in peril.
All right, so I'm gonna do a double move, and as I'm moving, I'm drawing the longsword again, making sure my hands are all dried off from the snot and the shit. Now, because of my fancy fighter skills, I can attack twice with my longsword or my greatsword. So I'm gonna tear into this motherfucker. All right, here we go with a special dice cup. 14 and 24.
That's the total roll, or that's with the bonuses?
Total for both.
Oh, okay. So as you're coming in, you're just attacking as it is swiping him. So the first one just barely misses. You actually managed to cut through, some of the leather in it's got a kind of a rough tunic that it's got wrapped around its midsection. But the second one bites deep into its side. Roll for damage.
6 and 9, 15 and 10, 25.
As the sword goes through, for a moment, you for just the briefest moment, you feel resistance as it bites into that pebbly skin. But then it just goes. And as it goes through deep, and you see a gash open up along its side, and there is suddenly a spray of this pink, bubbly blood washing out over your hands and shoulders. You can't hear anything, but if you can almost imagine, sort of remember from having done this many times before, the sound of a lung just whooshing out, spraying that blood over you. So you get this pink, bubbly, foamy blood spraying at you from out of the lung now. And,
Better than maggots.
and as this is happening, Silric, what do you do?
Oh, let's see. Well, I'm gonna try to. Let's see. I can. Like whereabouts am I in respect to the critter?
You're probably about 20 feet away. Now there's a horse carcass or cow carcass, half of it thing, and the ground is a little slippery, but that's the only thing between you and it.
Okay.
And
Who's taking the most amount of damage at this point?
Aldemar just got slashed. You saw him got knocked back.
Okay.
Claw almost got his face bitten off.
All right. How far away is he from me?
Maybe 25 feet.
25 feet? Okay, I can cover that. All right. First action, I'll go over to where he is. And then I will do stabilize moron. Now here, let's see. All right. Okay, why not? Let's do something easy. I'll do healing word on him. Actually, I don't even need to be near him. Let's do this. Because I can do it from 60 feet away. So I'll just do healing word on him from where I'm at right now. It'll be a little bit easier. And let's see. A creature of your choice can see what this will.
Do you want to move too? Because you're about 20 feet away.
Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'll actually, you know what? I'll get out because I'm gonna get. If I get hit by that club, I'm gonna be done. Yeah, I'll go over to where he is and I'll do.
Aldemar's right next to it. He ran up to it.
He ran up to it. Oh, okay. In that case, I will cast it from here and then move out of the way. All right. So I'm gonna do healing word on Eldamar. And let's see. Sorry, this is just a quick one. So it's 1d4 plus your spell ability modifier. So that is d4 plus plus 3 and my level, so 6. So 3. So this is plus 6. So. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. So I just gave him back. Where'd it go? There it is. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Yeah. So he's got 10. You've got 10 hit points back.
Awesome.
All right, and then I'll move out. I'll put as much distance between, like, swinging distance between me and that club. So
okay. So you got about 30 feet of movement. I think maybe more as an elf. I think it was probably at least 30 feet. So now you got like 50 feet between the two of you. Okay. Sled.
I will shoot hit with my crossbow again, or attempt to. And I got a 12.
And any bonus with that?
No, that includes a 5-point modifier.
The shot just sails over this thing's head, just misses it by.
I've been completely worthless the entire time today. Thank you.
Across the river. Do you have a bonus action that you can take, or?
No, I'm just cursing and swearing in my. No one sees it, but I'm very, very frustrated in kicking a rock or something.
Hard to give you inspiration.
But no one can hear him because we have the 120 feet.
That's right. So
silence. So you just see me like.
Sarah.
I'm still doing that lightning, so that's another 9 points of damage.
Okay, so with the 9 points of damage, you see this thing drop to a knee, right, like almost on top of Aldemar, and it's biting its teeth together, almost grinding, and it's turning towards you and putting the arm up as this blue lightning continues to arc over it. Skin is starting to bubble. You can see its eyes starting to redden a little bit. And
fry him.
Aldemar. This thing is down on a knee. It's like almost right on top of you, but it's
Okay.
Don't take a knee.
I want to take my longsword and just stab it right into its head.
Right.
A coup d'etat.
So, 19, and then what's the with
It was
longsword plus 5, so it's a 24.
Okay. And you stab it in the head. How do you stab it in the head? Where?
Well, like right in the dead center, like this.
Right in his brain pan.
Yeah.
Okay. So this thing is down on a knee and it's putting its arm up trying to block. And as it's doing this and turning away and looking down, Aldemar comes around, brings the sword up and slams it. And it hits a spot and just you hear a crack and then you almost fall into this thing's head. And your fingers start to go numb as you do, because this electricity is still, this lightning is crossing over it. But as you put it in, it arcs over that a little bit, and it just, it's like
like a lightning rod.
and it just drops,
Nice.
slamming down in front of
Teamwork.
you onto the bridge, and blood just starts kind of trickling down out of this sword sticking right in its head.
Got to finish.
Here
it
to the
with
beer.
fire. Have to
And
burn it.
the whole thing just now it smells even worse that it's kind of gradually bubbling. You can't see it, but the smoke is coming off of it still. So make a strength check.
Strength check. All right. 19 plus 24.
Okay. Oh, 18. Wait, 24 strength?
So I rolled a 19 and strength plus 5.
Wait, you have a +5? You can't.
Yeah. Plus 5 strength. That's what, or maybe I'm misreading it. Let me see.
You would have to have 20 strength for a +5.
Yeah.
19. So I rolled a 19. And the oh, I'm sorry, strength plus 2. So it's 21.
21.
Okay.
Okay. My bad. I'm sorry, I'm reading this stuff wrong.
So you feel it stick a little bit, but then you give it a tug and it comes right loose. And as soon as the tip of the sword clears that thing's head, there's just a gout of blood that sprays out of this thing, and your arms is covered with it, and it's just, it's almost, it smells awful, but the warmth is almost pleasant after being outside in the chilly rain for so long. So you feel a little bit warmer, although you're soaked in this warm.
That's how it is. Keeps you warm.
So there's nothing on the troll. There's no treasure. You don't see any type of, coin bag or purse or anything. And I'm going to move things a little quick because I want to make sure we get through the whole adventure here. So some of the stuff will kind of like fast forward. As you're making your way across the bridge and following the directions from the map, which, Silric, you would have, as you were coming into the town trying to catch up to them, following the trail that, they didn't probably intentionally leave, but you were able to track them. You came upon a woman stripped naked and tied to a well. The town was abandoned. No people in the town, just some dead animals, signs of struggle, doors kicked in, some buildings smoldering. A map was carved in her back. And that's how you knew to come to the bridge. Mm-hmm. And now the next thing you're looking for is a tree with a noose. And after coming over the bridge, you can see in the distance there is a hill and there's some woods around it. But on that hill is a large tree similar to the shape that was in the carved into this woman's back. As you make your way up this hill, you're coming up to a tree. You start to notice there are ravens, all in this tree, and there's several ropes swinging from it, but there's no bodies. But as you're coming up the hill, the grass is knee deep. You start kicking around what you just think are stones and rocks at first, but then you look down and you realize as you're walking up this hill, beneath this tall grass, there are what appear to be hundreds of skeletons in varying states. Some of them look like they might only be a few weeks old. Some look like they've been there for quite a while. And coming up to the very peak of the hill, you can see just a short ways away on the down the slope and then up about halfway up the next hill, there's a rocky face kind of carved out of the hill, and there is a door, and it is wide open. There's nobody in front of it. So as your group makes your way down the hill, being cautious not to kick too many things around, you're able to get there without making any noise, but you still see all these ravens flying overhead, and it's just a huge swarm circling around, and they all come down as you're approaching and all perch atop the trees on this hilltop. And it's just thousands of them, and they just stop and they're just all looking at you as you approach this door. And you see it's a large... Okay, nobody's screaming. I heard some. There's a large, it's like an old, heavy wood and wrought iron door that's just wide open, and you can barely see down into it. It's just there's a dark tunnel that goes down in from there.
Is there a door?
So who wants to go down the door?
And that's the door on the back, on the woman's back.
Mhm.
There was an image of a door carved with the outline of the chalice of Ilsfari that you guys are pursuing.
I sent Sled in first. I pushed Sled in first.
Can I do a perception? Well, I was going to say, can we do a perception check, see if there's any traps or anything like that?
Yes.
Good idea.
Natural 20 plus, whatever. I got a natural 20. Now, of all things,
Nice.
for perception check. So
As you approach the door and you're testing for traps, you notice that there are some stones that seem to be loose in the floor.
Mm-mm.
And you're looking, and you also see there are almost imperceptible but tiny little holes in the mortar between some of the stones at regular intervals.
guess we just start messing with the stones. Can I deduce any kind of relationship with any of them or no?
You just notice that as you're like testing, some of the stones seem a little bit loose. There's just a slightest bit of play.
Okay. I putz with them. I try and force it to open up a door or something.
Make a dexterity check.
How do you like the number 4? Is 4 anybody's favorite number?
As you put a little bit of extra weight on one of the steps or one of the stones,
Twang!
a little bit, and a puff of yellowish smoke, kind of gas, comes out of this.
Indiana Jones style.
Make a Constitution check.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not carrying you.
10.
Okay. Do you have a bonus on there? Or is it total?
No, that's it. 10. That's
Okay.
including. I have no Constitution to add addition.
So you start to
You weak
feel
motherfucker.
a little kind of nauseated and woozy, and suddenly the tunnel seems to go off in 2 different directions in front of you, and it's taking on sort of a yellowish greenish hue, but it sticks with you for a little bit, but it doesn't get worse. But you're feeling a little ill now.
I now identify to the rest of the party which stones not to step on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just 2 points of damage.
Surprised I'm not dead yet. All right. So we go for these stones.
Everybody
Those are the bad ones.
make a dexterity check.
Boy.
Who's in the lead?
I guess I am.
You are.
Yeah. Roll pushed me through.
I'm behind him, so I'll go. I'm right behind.
I only got an 8.
19.
I have a 13.
And Aldemar?
Sorry. So 10. And what's the what are we rolling for? Sorry.
Or that's good. So Grot, make a dexterity check.
Another one?
Yeah.
All right. 9.
Total.
Yeah, well, 7 plus 2 is 9, so.
Okay. And so as you just barely get one on the edge with your foot, there's a puff, and you just about get out, but you manage to inhale some of it and take 3 points of damage. You're feeling suddenly just it's the smell reminds you of the obese were rats back in horse.
Not so bad.
Yeah, and your vision starts to go a little bit for a second there, but you manage to get the rest of the way down, and it descends for a ways, but nobody steps on any more of the stones. You see these all the way along, and then as you get closer to the bottom, the deeper you get in, you start to notice a bit of a chill, and there's no breeze coming through, but it's just getting cooler, and you can hear faint moaning and occasionally like coughs and crying. And as you come now, real quick here, we've got a orc you can see in the dark. Sled is human.
Human.
The tiefling can see in the dark. The elf can see in the dark. Aldemar is what, human or half elf?
I'm a ranger, so I may not be able to see in the dark, but I can see in the dark. I'm human. I know what I am. I'm a human.
Okay, so Sled and Aldemar are human. So
can't see shit.
The other, it is pitch black here. So as you approach this, how are you seeing? How are you going to illuminate?
I got a lantern, so I'll light that up.
Okay, so the others, as you light this lantern, and you're coming into this room, and the others behind you, you can see it's a huge kind of square room, probably about 50 feet by 50 feet. And all around the entire room, it's about maybe about 15 feet high ceilings or so, are these people stripped naked and chained between the ceiling and the floor. There are chains running from a link in the stone in the floor up to their ankles. The chain, there's manacles around the ankles, and the chain goes down under a link in the floor and up to the other manacle. And then the same with their hands, except the manacles around their wrists are going up into, the chains go up into holes in the ceiling. And there's probably about 100 or so people in this room, all chained this way. And they're probably all up. Their feet are probably up a good 2-3 feet off the floor. And at the far end of the room, directly across from you, there is this huge metal gate. And at the top of the gate, you can see all these chains rising up into holes in the ceiling there. And when the people see you come in, they all start to scream to you at the same time. There's this cacophony of voices, pleading with you to help them. Please help me.
Their silence spell.
I could do it. I have to burn a spot. I can't do it.
Screaming, they're freaking out. You can see rats crawling on some of them. They look like they've been pretty badly beaten. Some of them are bloodied.
And I will whisper, no.
Well, we have some help. We let them go. We cover our rear.
Drew, I'm going to do a insight check to see exactly why they would be strung up like this in the first place. Clearly, they're there for some sort of ritual. So 18.
18. You would recall that the goddess, the chaotic evil goddess of death, Dima, demands not just sacrifice, but suffering. And the more suffering that is caused in the sacrificial victims, the greater her pleasure and the greater the reward she will give her faithful who provide this. So these people are being made to suffer as much as possible before they die so that their sacrifice is more pleasing to Dima. And as you are peering around and trying to decipher what exactly is going on, you catch a faint whiff of something off, and you can see on the far sides of the room, there's little tendrils of this same yellowish smoke starting to come in, and behind you, a gate drops down, slamming against the stone.
Not good.
That can't be good. Nothing good happening here.
Bad feeling about this.
Pardon me.
I'll just queue up my crossbow.
Nah, I'm gonna grab my bow. See,
As this is happening, you notice some of the cultists now coming up just to the very edge of where the light reaches on the opposite side of the iron gate that you were coming towards. And they just stand there and they've got their cloaks and they just kind of fold their arms and they're just peering around. They're just watching from where they are. And then they turn and just as quickly they move back further outside of, back into the darkness beyond that gate.
Whatever it is, here it comes.
And the people are screaming.
Grat will try to lift the gate.
Make a strength check.
All right.
Drew, are these people chained up? Like, are there any locks that they're chained up in, like that can be picked?
When you go and you examine it, it looks like they have these things are
Not pickable.
they're on. I mean, they are on. In some cases, it looks like they are pinned like through the joint.
What was that hand motion?
So if you've got the manacle like this around the wrist, there's a pin that goes through the manacle. So it's not just around it; it's like in between the wrist bones. They are in these things.
Nice. I got a 22.
As you attempt to lift the gate, you notice that as it goes up just a little bit, the people just, some of the chains jingle and they go down, but then it goes back down. But you notice there doesn't seem to be anything underneath it. The gate is being held up by all these chains into the ceiling.
So if we cut some of these fuckers down, the bodies are counterweighting this fucking gate. Something. Grat doesn't know this. He doesn't put two and two together. So he's like, something wrong. Not. Now, I tried to lift it. Are these bars like an old style like cowboy jail cell?
You can't. I mean, these bars are like 2-inch thick, and they're and they're only a few inches apart. You wouldn't be able to.
That would get a purchase. Son of a bitch. Not going out this way. Gate weird. Gate weird though.
I'm gonna look at that.
The rest of you notice this because you're watching him trying to lift it. You can see, it kind of has an effect on the chains and some that are close by.
Sure. Any obvious way to get? I know they've been.
You're starting to now notice even more of the smoke is coming out of little
All right.
It's from the far walls, and it's sort of collecting along the floor. It's hanging pretty low, but it's starting. You can start to notice it building towards the sides of the room and gradually creep in along the floor. This yellowish cloud.
It's the same stuff. Does it look like the same stuff that affected?
It looks very similar, but it's coming. It's like in a steady flow out of the walls on the side and moving towards you.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So you can't. There's no way you're breaking that gate.
No, it doesn't.
Is there any way obvious to like get these people unhooked with? I mean, maybe we can't.
Well, that's what it seems like. I mean, the people are counterbalancing this fucking game.
Upon closer examination, you notice that because when you look to see if it can be picked, you notice that these are the manacles are not just around their ankles, but there is a pin that has been driven through a hole in one side of the manacle, through the ankle, and out the other that has then been bent.
Yeah,
so they're actually these metal spikes that are keeping these things on that would each have to be bent to be able to release each limb on probably about nearly 100 people. There's several dozens of them.
I'm going to go over to the. I'm going to go over to the opposite gate and see what I can see through that one.
The opposite gate is just as heavy. It is huge. Like the bars, the steel bars are about as thick as your wrist, and you can't even get your head in between them. And this gate is massive. It's about 15 feet high, and
can I see anything beyond the gate?
Just the tunnel going back up, or the hall going back up. Gradually, you can't even see you've been walking so long, you can't even see the door in the distance now, but it's dark.
Okay. And then what about the opposite side, the other gate?
On the opposite side, now, as 50 feet, so as you're moving back and forth, this is taking time. As you approach the opposite gate, you see that there is more steps. This time it's not so much a grade, but there are steps that lead down and away from it. And then there is a heavy, what looks like a door down at the bottom. And the smoke now is, you got tendrils of this gas starting to get around by where your ankles are.
I am taking my anti-poison.
Well, you don't need it just yet. It's starting to fill the chamber. That's what's going on. So let's see.
Is there anything in the ceiling?
Yeah, look up.
When you look up at the ceiling, you see that there are holes all over the ceiling. And in most of these holes, there are chains that are coming down to where the people are. Some of them, there's chains coming down that just have manacles on them. And you notice that there's a bunch of stones in the floor that have rings that don't. But other than that, there's some empty holes that don't have any chains coming out of them at all. But the ceiling, there's just a lot of holes all over the place, most with, but several without any chains.
Check for hidden doors, something. Must be other way.
I'll just start poking around.
The people are moaning and they're screaming at you to please help them. And as you are poking around, make a perception check.
1.
Oh, all of us?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a bad night. It's been a very bad night.
11.
You're going to need a blessing. Everybody, let's see. I have a 14.
So you start to notice that the corners of this room, which you hadn't really explored before, have bones stacked in them, almost like stacks, almost up to like your shoulders. And these also look relatively recent. There's still some flesh on them. You still see some maggots crawling around in there. But as you're exploring, the gas is almost up to your shins now and slowly climbing. You can see this yellowish mist pouring out of holes, and it's pouring out of holes all the way up the far walls, and it just kind of floats down and in. And these people are all now cursed. They're done screaming, they're crying, they're cursing you, damn you, and all this and that. And
shut up.
And you see some of them are older. You see some of them, there's a couple children that are just screaming hysterically. But most
chop the chains. Can somebody chop the chains down? Okay, here's what I'm going to do, Drew. I'm going to okay. What I need you guys to do is this. I'm going to back up all the way to the gate that we came in from, and then I'm going to prep wind wall. And I'm going to cast wind wall against the opposite gate. And hopefully that'll take some of this crap out of the room with it. And then maybe do some damage to the opposite gate. So, but you guys are going to have to stand either to the side of me or like watch your ass.
I'll get behind.
People on the chains will probably be okay. But at least it'll clear the room anyways and give us a little bit more time.
Right.
So,
we'll all move behind you or to the side.
right. And I'm going to direct the wind wall at the opposite gate that is opposite of us.
See?
up on the spell. Okay, so as now you can make this thing up to 50 feet wide, and the room is about 50 by 50.
There we go.
And 15 feet high and a foot thick.
Mm-hmm.
So how tall and how wide do you want to make it? This gate is probably about 10 feet tall, and 10 feet wide and 15 feet tall roughly at the end of the room.
Funnel all that shit through the gate and kill those cultists.
Well, do you want to push all the gas? Or do you want to push? How are you going to do this?
I'm going to push all that gas right down the pipe.
Down the middle?
Yeah. And
if it's going down the middle, it's just going to take what's in front of it, or whatever is in front of it that doesn't get.
I'm wondering if I should concentrate it. Is there any part of the gate that looks weaker than the rest of it, or is it all pretty uniform?
Yep, it's all pretty uniform. Are you going to have them get behind you first, or where are you going to have them?
You guys are going to have to step behind me.
Oh yeah.
And cast a fireball on that shit.
All right, so I'll cast wind wall. We'll take out some of this yellow shit and hopefully push it down the pipe. Even if I don't take out the gate, at least it'll get clear the room. So,
okay. As this wind wall is pushing this gas away, it's also just going through these people, and the chains are jerking and stuff. And as some of these chains get jerked, the people are screaming. And you see every time it goes through a group of people, the gate does this a little bit and jerks up just a few inches. And then as it gets towards the end, you hear this horrendous scream and somebody's wrists tear right through. And as it does, they get slammed back. They swing on the chains that they're 2 feet up, smack their head against the wall, and you just see the skull just crack against the wall. And as the chain goes up, the gate drops down just a few inches.
So they want us to kill these guys so that we can open the gate. Clever. Did I do any damage to the gate at all?
Barely, because the round bars, the wind would have just gone around it. It doesn't have enough flat surface.
Give slaughter test to Sled. He don't care.
Go cut all their arms off, Sled. I'm chaotic neutral. You can do it too.
Keep in mind. The average person, there's halflings, there's some dwarves, mostly humans, a couple elves. You can't tell. Some of them might be kids, some might be halflings, but their feet are right about here. So their arms are like way up, probably about closer to. I mean, they're stretched out to where their arms are up there, like 9 feet.
Wait a minute.
You're probably at like groin level with all these people.
Fireball them all.
I got an idea. No. You won't need that. Save that for later because you probably need it for the big bitch that's going to be at the end of this thing.
That's true.
I'm gonna go over to the opposite, the gate that I was trying to blow shit through. I want to look around. Can I look in the opposite side? Is there any mechanisms on the wall in the hallway that's beyond the gate? Can I see anything? Like there's a latch or something like that is there some?
You don't see anything beyond the gate. It's just the stairs that go down to the doorway.
Okay, so it must be because I'm wondering how this mechanism works. There's got to be a latch of some kind for them to have done this. Let's see. Well, you can kill those guys if that's what you want to do, but I don't know.
This gas is starting to trickle in again.
Of course.
It's up to your ankles. And now the people are really screaming and cursing you and damning you in the name of every god that they can think of, questioning your
gods will not save.
All right. This is not good. Grat put people out of misery. So he's going to take his great sword, and he's tall, so he's going to go to each one and start slicing their arms off. Whatever he needs to do to raise up these chains.
Okay, as Grat starts moving around the room, chopping arms off, these people are screaming as they flop to the ground, dropping blood spraying from their arms. And every time you do this, the gate
it's only a flesh wound.
A few inches, and they're all staring at you, absolutely screaming and bawling in horror. And the one
sorry about that.
People are shitting. They are pissing all over themselves. And Rot is just making his way through, chopping arms off. And as people are falling to the ground, they're
sorry about that. I just say sorry. Sorry.
Bodies are thudding. The gas is
you don't need that arm.
With the gas and this handless people trying to now crawl around with this gas and they're gagging, and some of them attempt to batter your ankles with their stumps.
Ankle biters.
Evil dead.
While you're on one side,
who's laughing now?
On the other side of the room that can see this are just absolutely screaming. So it's just screams. It's just cacophony, and you are just. I mean, you can feel it all the way under your armor.
I feel bad.
You are soaked in this. Now, while this is going on,
there's a gate going up just a little bit so we can get under it.
Every time you do this, the gate is lowering, but it's a 15-foot gate, so it's coming down a few inches at a time. With every person you kill, you get just a few inches.
Is there enough to climb over it or no?
You might be. It's still about maybe 12 feet up or so. You got
from the top to where it's lowered. Is there enough for us to squeeze through?
There's chains coming down, holding it in place.
Gotcha.
So you might be able to force your way through some of the chains.
I'm gonna keep slashing.
I'll be killing, mercifully people like who Grat dismembers just to end their misery as he goes along.
So as Grat is doing this,
that was a very good pathwall spell to these things, but you guys have already made it.
I'll just keep following behind.
I'm at the gate. The gate opens enough to get through. I'm going to try to slip through.
After about a minute of just chop, 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 the gas is up to about your knees, and the people whose bodies are dropping into the stuff are choking and screaming. And the gate is now down. You've probably killed about 50, 60 people so far. The gate is done.
Do I get experience points for that?
It's 7 feet off the ground. And there's a lot of slack in some of the chains, but some of them are still taut. So there's still this half of the room who are absolutely screaming in panic. And now, in addition to this gas being almost up to your knees, you can start to smell it. That you are like slipping. There's shit and blood and piss all over the floor.
Kind of makes me homesick.
Everybody make a Constitution check.
Oh, Jesus. This is my worst.
Fuck me.
4.
I have nothing on this
Plus
one.
3.
Oh, thank God. 12.
15. 15.
12.
You got 8?
I have really low
I
concentration.
did. I got 8.
Aaron still ones a lot.
Eldemar? How much? 10. Okay. So because Sled keeps dipping down to slip the throat, he's inhaling more of this, and you're starting to feel dizzy. And
Wait a minute. I took the anti-poison.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Then you
Thank you.
and,
Special.
just keep cutting throats. Now, but this gas is coming up, so the gate's only like halfway down.
I'll continue cutting the other side.
Is anybody else going to help with Grat or?
Nope.
I'm not the strongest, but I'll give a shot. I'll help.
Let's.
Okay,
This fun actually.
Working together to dismember these people.
Sorry.
Let them down. After about another minute and a half, the entire room is just littered. There's over 100 bodies. Some are still moaning. They all have their arms lopped off. There's all of these hands dangling from chains up by the ceiling, and blood coming from the hands is just dripping because they're swinging. It's just like a light rain of blood coming down over the entire room. And you are now you're up to about your mid-thighs in this gas, but there's only about 2 feet of this gate now. And the chains are kind of slack.
All right, let's sorry everyone, let's go.
So after going over the gate, pushing your way through the chains and making your way down this stairs, you come to a large set of wooden doors held together with and some sort of a dark, heavy metal, looks like maybe iron. What do you do?
Sled, check door for traps.
I will check the door.
We need more gas.
Do your thing.
Oh, 15.
15. Okay.
Damn, son, that's good for you.
As you are checking the door, you notice a trap. There is a needle that is in the handle. You can barely see it. But you are able to disengage that and remove it and turn the knob. And the door is really heavy, or turn the handles and gradually start to push this door in. And as you're bringing this in and it opens up, you can see there are now these kind of greenish lights, like something stinks, is burning, kind of gives a greenish flame in these braziers that are spaced evenly down the hall. And on the sides of the hall, just past the doors, are a pair of massive cranks. As you go further down, there are cells all down, and this hall probably goes down another 100 feet. And in each of these cells, there are all these people, more of the townspeople, and they are cowering now. And some of them are, what have you done? What have you done? And others are asking, save us, save us. And you notice that there are some that have they just streaks of black running down from their noses or eyes. And there are some bodies that are already putrefying in the corners and front of the wall. And these people are now getting up against the bars. And this is about 10 feet wide, so they can't quite reach you, but they're reaching through and they're begging you to please let them go.
Oh, we'll let you go, all right. Like we let the others go.
That's right. I'm gonna spike open. I'm gonna spike open that door we came through. Grat has his hammer and spikes. I don't want that door closing.
Good move.
Yeah.
Are these guys? Are there locks that I can pick to let them out?
There are locks.
Don't
looking at
don't let
that
out.
black.
No.
Like
Diseased.
is coming from their eyes and nose and some of their ears. And again, some
They
of the
got the Rona.
bodies are already putrefying in the corners. And it looks like what happened at it looks similar to the effects of the plague that was in Horsehead that you had fled from.
Yeah, they got Rona.
They escaped, more like it.
I will leave them be.
Walk down. I'll finish spiking open the door. Let's I guess go to
Keep
opposite
on
door.
going. Yeah, go to the other door.
At the end of the hall, you come against another door, same as the first, and these people are just screaming at you, cursing you for leaving them there, and telling you that you're going to die. How basically cursing you in the name of every god that they can.
I already killed 100 of you already. You saying much, not doing nothing.
How many of them are there?
Down here, there are probably about a dozen cells on each side, and each one probably has about 5 or 6 people that are still alive, and a couple of them have a bunch of dead people. So you're probably talking about 60 or so people down here left.
60.
Hopefully, don't set off trap to open doors. Check for traps, Sled.
Excuse me.
Do I want to check? If we're not going to let them out, what do I care if there's any traps on these doors?
Well, if the doors somehow the mechanisms unlock while we're in here,
no.
that's going to be that will be a literal shit show.
Okay, all right. I'll go check all the doors for traps.
Yes.
What am I doing? Dexterity? No.
I think would be perception for checking.
Perception.
Good King Aaron, once a lot,
18.
cannot roll a 20.
How much?
18.
18. So as you're inspecting these, you don't notice that any of them are trapped. They all seem, it's regular. It's just, a latch with a lock in it. And there's nothing unusual about the locks. They all appear to share the same key shape, though.
Okay. I yell at Greg. No, I yell at everybody. No traps. Can we go to the next door now?
Yeah, open it up.
Oh, as you are attempting to check one, somebody reaches out and she grabs you by the wrist and she's pleading and screaming with you to help, and she will not let go.
I look at her and I say, "We're trying to save you, and if you don't let go of me, we're not going to be able to save you."
She's hysterical.
Here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'll hold this for a little bit. I actually prepped this because I wanted to use it on Sled, but I'm going.
Oh, great!
I'm going to use the spell Calm Emotions.
That's fucking funny.
I did.
Grab be more pragmatic and chop off.
So as Silric walks by, he just kind of does a gesture at her.
Namaste.
Calming Karen.
She just kind of.
I do ASMR. It's okay.
As if she forgot what she was doing, and says thank you, and then lets go and steps back. Thank you, she says, and everybody else is staring at her like.
Oh, it has a 20-foot range. There's probably a few more around.
Just wave around and yeah.
So at the end of this hall, there is another
Okay,
door.
go ahead. Keep going.
Let's go to the end of the door. Let's
We'll go to the end. Go to the end.
Mhm.
let's go. Do you want me to check it for traps?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Please, please.
10,
Do What would you say you do here?
16.
You find another one of the same needle traps
God
as
damn.
last time, and are able to. You find it. You're able to disarm it, and as you open this door, you find it pushes open again. But inside this one, instead of the plain stone, there is smoother stone. It looks like the stonework is a lot better. And in the walls are various tapestries, and there are statues, not full statues, but kind of carvings that protrude from the wall of skeletal bodies in robes with varying, scythes and swords and spears, and they're all blindfolded. And so there's statue, tapestry, and this goes on for a while. And by their feet, there's all sorts of remains in varying stages of decomposition. Birds, rats, human skulls, and various coins and gems mixed in with all of this. And as you get further down this hall, there is another door, but this one has ornate carvings in it, and you can hear voices and even some sort of music coming from the other side.
Turn to Silric. I say, how much you want to bet those are the bad guys?
Do they sound like chanting?
It sounds almost like
Is it singing, or is it
like
an instrument? Singing.
almost somebody singing some sort of
Oh yeah, we're fucked.
kind of weird, kind of almost haunting melody coming from the other side.
Sorrow, do you have a fireball spell?
I do.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if me and Grad open up, or me and Aldemar open up the door, and
Well,
you guys
let's-
just throw
let's-
one right in there.
Let's think about this first, because they clearly know we're coming, because those dudes just saw us coming.
Oh, yeah.
So they know we're here. So, and we know they're there. So nobody's getting surprised by anything.
It's just, instead of opening the door and us standing there, maybe it'd be good to greet him with a fireball. Just
Have something prepped. That would be good. What do these statues look like again? Do they look more real, or do they look like they've been worked stone?
They look like they have been carved out of some sort of a very dark marble. There are veins of varying colors, and like when you get close, there's flecks of blue and gold and purple and veins of almost silverish in there. So it's very finely worked stone, and it's not skeletons, but very skeletal bodies with blindfolds and varying weapons.
you think any of these things are going to become animated here, guys?
Oh, that's I'm going to
Somebody-
cast detect. That's a level 0. I'm going to cast detect magic on the statues, and
That's a good idea. And you should check, Sled. You should check the floors and shit for traps.
I'm going to check the floors and shit for traps.
Yeah, see? Oh,
Yeah.
Rocky.
Oh, look at that. 21. It's the age of TJ. What do I find? See? Oh. Drew,
So-
do I find anything?
You do not find
Oh,
any. You don't sense any magic from any of the statues or any of the things in and around their feet. You detect faint magic in the direction of the sound on the other side of the door.
Can we discern how many from the singing and the noise, like quantity of people?
It sounds like a moderately busy night at a tavern from out
Like
here. There's
30 or 40 people.
maybe around there. So maybe a few dozen.
So there's a
Time for
door.
fire.
Make a perception check.
All of us?
Yeah, everybody.
The fuck is my perception again?
14.
Let me grab a drink while you guys get this.
Fucking close
17.
enough.
16.
13.
Well, while the DM's gone, one thing we could possibly do, I can cast darkness on demand. That is part of my tiefling background, I guess. And reading up on that, I mean, it's you can't see through it even like with magical type of stuff. So where you were talking about throwing a fireball, it's like, well, I could always cast that and everyone in there is going to be blind.
Are we going to be blind too?
Yeah, we can't see through it either.
Of course, you'd bring up well, I think I can see through it.
Good. 1/6 of us will be functional then.
That's right. The 1/6 that count, apparently, because I'll burn everything down. Ah.
Watch it, bitch.
Who played that?
I say we just throw a fireball in there. I know it's simple, but are they going to come out and get us? Are they?
Is that going to destroy the chalice? So if the chalice is back there, that's why we're here. I mean,
Grat, why are you all of a sudden starting to become finicky and very ginger?
I just killed 100 people. I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm worried about a chalice.
I want to make that worthwhile.
Any sleep spells? Anything else?
I can sleep. I can cast a sleep spell, but
definitely have a lot of offensive spells ready.
The door opens slowly.
Oh,
as
okay.
you guys are discussing your
I
strategy.
cue my
right.
crossbow.
I keep my.
And as it opens, you can see that the room beyond is an even larger hall. It is about 50 feet wide and probably about 80 or so feet long.
Is it opening outwards or towards us?
Slowly opening in towards them. And as it's opening in, you see this path between rows of wooden benches. And at the very end, along the far wall, there's a massive statue. The ceiling is about 30 feet high. A massive statue of a woman, totally nude, holding the arms outspread. And in
now we're
one
talking.
hand is a skull with a blindfold. And you can see as she's looking forward, the side of her face, too, is almost, the skin is completely peeled away. So the one side of her face is skeletal, and then in the other she has a raven on her arm. So it's a huge statue made of that same sort of black marble, and along the wall there's the same skeletal statues with the weapons and intricate carvings that look like they've been almost gilded. There's flecks of silver and gold highlights on weapons and armor, showing these scenes of battle and also scenes of what you recognize as very evil gods. In addition to Dima, the chaotic god of basically shadows and death, there is Vetter, the god of winter, and Vaker, the god of pestilence and famine, all death gods that are sort of brothers and sister. And the pictures show them torturing all these people in various ways. And at the very end, you're looking down below this, there is an altar made of this same stone. And to either side of the altar are several wooden tables. And you see these cultists in their robes all sitting along the tables facing either direction, about a dozen on each side. And another man in the center with a long dark robe. On the tables, people are chained. There's a bunch of just nude men, women, young and old, chained to these tables. And these people are taking and cutting away pieces of them as they are there and screaming and just taking bites, and they're laughing and there's in the corner what looks like an elvish bard just strumming away on a lute, laughing about this and singing something about the sweetness of pain and torture. And there are 3 very pregnant, completely nude pregnant women chained by their necks to the altar right in front. And this main figure in the hood behind it has the chalice. You see it with the chalice in his hand, and he pulls the hood back, and you see this real pale face.
Tim Curry.
Dead gray eyes, and this long, scraggly sort of reddish hair and beard. And he says, "You're almost on time. We were just getting ready for dessert. Thank you for bringing the cleric to me.
Oh, Jesus.
If the 4 of you will take hold of his arms and bring him to the table, I shall let you join in our feast.
You guys will do it, too.
And you may leave here alive, but you, cleric, priest of Elsfari, you were dead from the moment you stepped through this temple door. For in the shadows of Dimma, her power, pointing at the statue, is absolute. And once I drink your blood, the blood of a priest of Elsfari from her chalice, I will become as death itself."
Start working backwards.
Drew, so what we got here? We just have this main guy who's all pale, just took the robes off, and then there's how many other people just
back? And
right.
There's about 12 people on either side of him, and they're just eating. They're laughing. Some of them are stopping to kind of look over at you casually, and they're taking sips of
Any of them armed, or are these just people like in Roman times? Just
they have these black cloaks on. You don't see any weapons on them. They're just kind of hanging out there. And then he slams the cup down and says, "Seize him now!" And
so we back up, and I turn to the guys. They say,
"You guys,"
oh.
and the other guys are just kind of. And one of them gets up and walks over and grabs a breast and just starts to cut it off. This woman is screaming. They're laughing, and manages to slice it open, holds it up, and drinks some of the blood out of it, and tosses it to somebody at the other end of the table who does the same. And this is kind of going on at all these tables. The pregnant women are just freaking out, absolutely screaming.
I say we choke point them. We go into the next room, make them come after us. How's it sound, guys?
How many?
Got a bottleneck through the door.
Yeah, that works. America.
And then we put Rolo behind, Silric behind us. Yeah. All right. I just shoot the guy that just took a bite of that woman's breast with my crossbow.
Okay, make an attack roll.
24.
24. Okay, yeah, it hits. Roll for damage.
Wow, I get to roll for damage. I actually connected this time. 1d6 plus 1d. That's my dagger. Where the hell that? There it is. The range weapon plus 5. 1d6 plus 3. 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. So the crossbow, as he's taking a drink out of this, the bolt goes right through his arm, and he drops it. And the person sitting at the table next to him starts laughing at him, and he just yanks it out, and you can see blood starting to stream down his robe, gets up, and that one starts to draw a sword from underneath his cloak.
Okay. Well, We're all going to reach. I presume, I don't want to speak for everybody. We're all going to retreat back, so he's got to come through that door, and we'll just take up positions there, and as they come through.
As you are stepping back, there's two guys on either side of the door. When they open that,
Now you tell us.
Push it.
All right, now we're trapped.
No, you're not. They start to close it as you're stepping back through, but you were still by the door. You weren't all the way in. You were right at the end of the door when he is calling out to you.
Right. So if we get the hell out of here into the room behind us, and we take up
they're
positions.
trying to close it, but you get out. So it's still partially open. Hold on a second. I need to transfer some numbers from here to there.
Want to queue up and get ready, guys?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going to stand off to the side, so I'm not looking straight at or down the.
I'm in Huckleberry. It's just my game.
You see this guy stand up, and he takes this just big grand gesture and forms this green ball of flame in front of him and shoves it, and it comes flying down towards where you are. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay.
Initiative checks or anything right now?
Well, we'll do the actually, yeah. Everybody, make an initiative check real quick.
That's what I'm talking about. Natural 20, first of the night.
Okay.
12.
20, not natural.
Oh, hold on a second.
That's actually 22 for me.
So who got the nat 20? That was
I did. Look, here it is. It's even this little Gucci. See that little thing?
Who got the other 20?
I got a unnatural 20. It was enhanced.
Okay.
18 for Gret.
Technically, I'm at 20. What's my initiative bonus? 22.
I got crap. I
I'm
got
22 actually.
Okay. Who got 12?
I did. Sorrow.
Okay. And Eldemar?
11.
11. Okay.
Is that the age of the girls you date, TJ?
Oh, okay. And I need Rolo. I need you to roll again because we're gonna tiebreaker for the other guy.
15 plus 2 is 17.
Okay, so you got that. So he's okay.
Yeah, wait until you're done dating them, Clary.
So as you are making your way through the door, you see him, this big fireball, green ball of fire is forming in front of him. So first, Silric, what do you do?
I cast blink on myself. And I blink over behind him where he's at.
Okay, and it's about 75,
Nice.
80 feet that way. Can you get that far?
Say yes.
Let me check.
I can do it. I can go up to 60 feet. Can I get to the side of him?
Well, you know what?
Run 10 feet and then
have,
blink.
Yeah, you have movement.
Oh, yeah, I do, don't I? Okay, so
Yeah.
then I'll do it. So 60 feet, and I can cover the rest myself.
Gotta fake him out. You're like, what? Fat bastard.
That's cool. When you blink, you go into the ethereal plane. That's awesome.
That is pretty cool. Hopefully you don't get attacked while you're there.
If
If you don't come back, we know what happened.
Great, because this is a 1 minute duration too, so I can blink again. I did when we were fighting those like weir rat things that one time, and it got me out of a tight spot. So
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Now
forgot about
you are behind him
Mhm.
there. I think that's all you're able to do with the spell and the movement.
Mhm.
And just as you reappear behind him, this ball of greenish flame flies out and just bursts between the other four of you. I need each one of you guys to make
fuck?
a dexterity saving throw.
Only a +2.
14.
17.
Okay.
7.
Poor Rob.
Yep.
Hey, he's got my bad juju now.
I got 20.
Rubbed off.
Okay.
25.
Well, 19 plus 5.
That's
Oh, sorry,
24.
19 plus 7. Sorry.
Okay. Who got less than 14?
That'd be me.
Ah.
Man.
Aw, I rolled a 14.
Fucking lights, ain't
Wow.
shit,
That's so
what
much.
the
Yeah,
fuck is
Jesus.
that?
What's going to happen to Rob?
You fucking
He's gonna
Look
be.
at the smile on Drew's
a
face.
scorch stain.
He's gonna cut down to 5'9" like Aaron.
This is fucking okay. So this is an 8d6.
Because
And
he's
I got
getting saved for half.
3 and 4 5s and a 2, which is just insane.
It was like 400.
So that's the 18 is 20 and 20. 40 points of damage for who got the 7?
That'd be me.
And
I'm dead.
20 for what?
I'm dead.
Cooked.
You only have 40 hit points?
Yep.
Wait, you're not what was your total hit points?
40.
Fuck. Okay, everybody else has got 20.
That's what I'm saying. I'm dead.
We're all down? Oh, okay. We all got 20.
Dude, I'm okay with
You're
it.
unconscious. What rules are you using?
Well, you get 3 death saving throws
Yeah.
unless somebody can stabilize him.
I'll death ward him if I can. When all the
Sled, give him out the mouth.
assuming we're still alive. So.
Brad?
Is it my
You
turn?
feel this fire washing over you, and as you're diving, slamming up against the sides of this hallway, trying to get to cover, you turn and it just scorches your back. But Sarah doesn't move quickly enough and is just engulfed in this green flame. And you see him out of the corner of your eye drop and hit the ground. And
No.
the people back in the thing, they're all starting to stand up, and they're not drawing, but they're reaching underneath. And now, so Sled, what do you do?
I'm going to shoot the guy who's casting the spell with the crossbow again. 14 plus my modifier. 19. Oh, I'm sorry. 19 still. Yep.
Okay, that hits.
All right.
Nice.
And I will cause 6 points of damage.
Okay. Any other attacks?
No, not really.
Somebody have a healing potion?
Okay.
Drink this.
Well, he's dead, right? We got to raise him from the dead. I can't raise him.
Well,
from
he's
the dead.
unconscious. He gets some saving throws to stabilize him.
Oh, Aaron, you are sorry, Sled. You're not God. I'm sorry.
I'll death ward him if I can. If I survive what I think I'm going to do here in just a second, then I'll death ward him.
Like, we need to wait 3 days, and then Aaron can go check the grave, and we don't believe him and all that kind of stuff. Because he's a woman.
Who's next? Who's next in the initiative?
Hell. All right. Holy shit. So as you're doing this, the arrow strikes him in the shoulder, and he drops the chalice, and it starts to roll over and in between 2 of the pregnant women that are now cowering, ducking down in front of this this altar. And then it would be Grat.
I'm still in the back, right? Farther away from him.
You're about 70 feet back. Let's say 70 feet across this room.
All right. I'm going to run about 30 or 40 and swinging my hammer as I go, yelling, just bellowing. And I'm going to fling my war hammer at him.
Yeah.
14.
And total,
Yeah.
the hammer flies by, and you see it. It looks like the hammer is going to strike him, but he moves a little bit, and it seems as it almost hits him, there is sort of a flash, a shimmer around him, and it glances off and just misses Silric, who has just appeared behind him.
Oh, shit.
And nobody has noticed Silric yet.
Oh, good. Because I got something else in store. I up now? Is it me now?
axe, or is that?
I'll continue to close the distance. I get 2 sword attacks in one action. Well, here's what I can do. I get an action surge once per rest. I can take an extra action, so I'll close the distance, continue running, and then take my my 2 sword swings.
All right.
All right, so just kind of run up and just slash twice, bellowing as I'm just filling the hall with half-work rage. 17 plus 9, 9 plus 4, so 1 hit.
Okay. So yeah, the first hit and roll for
26.
damage.
All right. So 2d6 plus 9. 12 plus 21.
All right. So,
Oh boy.
yes. Oh boy, indeed. So, as you come across, you because he is now like over to the side a little bit, and you just open up his arm all the way to the. You can see white for a moment, for the briefest instant. There is a shimmer, but then it kind of gives, and the sword goes right through. Just cleaves him. You're surprised that the arm doesn't come off completely, and there's a bright spurt of blood, and it splashes across the face and breasts of these women that are down, and they are just screaming hysterically. One of them grabs onto your leg and starts bawling. These other people now are starting to move towards, but they still don't know that Silric is there. So they're focused now on Grot. They're starting to get up. The people on the table are just screaming and freaking out. This bard is just picking up the pace of the music now, and
someone shut him up.
Pumping his foot. So next,
turn off that fucking song.
Cyril, make a death saving throw. Roll d20.
Do it, Doug.
You can do it. No, you can't.
14.
Okay, that's 1 save. All right.
Nice.
Awesome.
You're not dead.
Death
So, you guys, so Aldemar is still back there. You can hear kind of a really wheezy.
Somebody got COVID over there or what? Somebody got COVID over there?
Yeah,
Someone help Rob. He can't breathe.
hanging on. He's hanging on. So, Aldemar, what do you do?
I'm trying to think of what I like. How close am I to these guys?
You're about 70 feet. If you guys are in on the other side of the doorway, it's about 70 feet to where the altar is. About 80 feet. Think of 80 feet across the room, so about 70 feet to where the altar is. Behind the altar, there's that big statue, and there's the creepy cult cleric guy.
And he's distracted, right?
He's hurt pretty bad. I just sliced his ass up.
He almost just got his arm cut off.
Okay, I'm going for a dead. No. Every time I try to have an initiative, I get like completely screwed over. So I'm going to cautiously approach the altar, cautiously, with my sword drawn.
You might have to trot.
Yeah, you get move. Just it's a quick action here, Aldemar. Quick action.
Every time I run up, and then suddenly, like some barbed wire comes down, and like
TJ, this is like the big boss at the end of a game. You don't care if you lose. You don't care if you lose. So just throw caution to the wind.
I'm going straight for the damn idol. I'm going for it. I'm going.
Okay, so do you have an action surge that you can use?
Pick up the fucking chalice.
Yeah,
the chalice is like down between the women that are in front of the
by me.
altar.
You're down by me, yeah.
But you've got 70 feet to go, so you could move like 30 on a turn, and then the next one would get you within.
Okay, I'm gonna run but I got my long sword up
Okay.
to chop a head off if someone gives me lip.
Give me a lip, you say?
See? Yeah. Cancel.
As you're running, these cultists are starting to climb up onto and over these people on the table, and some of them are coming around. And then it is back to Stilrick.
Oh boy.
Yes. Kill this asshole.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions before we get started. I know that I have, at the beginning of all this, you said I had the amulet of Isfari or something like
Yeah,
that?
magic helmet.
Amulet of Isfari, right?
Magic helmet.
What exactly does that do for me?
I can't even remember, but I can find it really quick because if I do a search for Ilfari, there can't be anything else in any of my emails that would have any of that in there. All right.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
All right, so I said I have an amulet of Isfari. That's what you said. So, all right, so here's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is this.
Crap.
Does the guy even notice that I'm there yet?
Hold on. I'm trying. Oh, I found the amulet. Okay. It gives +1 to wisdom and perception, and 3 times per long rest, you can cast Charm as a first level spell, or once per long rest, you can cast Charm as a 3rd level spell without using a spell slot.
Ooh, that might be good. Okay, so let's do this. Has the guy realized that I'm there yet?
He does not know that you're there.
I'm just right there. Oh, good. So here's my first action. My first action will be this. I'm casting mirror image of myself. 2nd level spell. Poof, got. So what that does is it creates 3. Well, there's technically 4. There's 1 real one of me, and then now there is another 3 of me. And that is in my.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. With 2 duplicates, 8 or higher. With 1 duplicate, 11 or higher. So you can change the attacks to different ones. Awesome.
So I'll create 3 more of me in various places, so he doesn't know which one is the real one.
Where within all of this are you having them appear?
Well, I kind of want to confuse some of the, like with 2 of them, I want to confuse the people who are probably. Yeah, just random. So the other one, I want somewhere where this other guy can see, or where the cleric can see me, or my mirror image.
Okay, so you're behind him. He's center. There's about a dozen here, a dozen here. These guys are really focused on Grot. They haven't noticed you, but as soon as Grot came charging, they started climbing up on the tables and drawing and moving towards Grot. And now they see that Sled and Eldamar are coming up. So if you were to put it like in their field of view, it would kind of be spread out in front of you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just spread them out a little bit, but I want one of them at least to be within view of this guy.
Okay, so
that's me.
Like maybe. So as you guys are well, except for Sarah, who is just crispy right now. As you guys are coming towards us, you see suddenly, and you saw previously Silric use the I want to say shadow step. It wasn't shadow step, it was blink. Yep. So suddenly you see him appear in a couple different places. So you don't know, is that Silric? Did he blink over here? You suddenly see a bunch of Silric, but so do they, and the cultists are a little confused and start looking around at these different Silrics. And is there anything else that you can do?
Yeah, I got my second action. What I'm going to do is use my wand of Eldritch Blast that I got the last time we were playing.
Fuck him up.
So you want to be one with death? Here you go. I can arrange that. So I'm going to use the wand of Eldritch Blast on him. So I got a hit. So
roll for attack. Yeah, you're behind him, so roll with advantage.
Oh, goody.
I mean, you're literally standing right behind him.
So that's 17. That's 19. So +2 is 19.
Okay, so roll for damage.
What is that? What's the Eldritch? I don't have the. Well,
I'll find it for you real quick. I'll have it in here.
you gave that to me last time. I didn't look it up, the damage on that. I know it's basically the same as like an Eldritch Blast spell.
Yeah, where the hell is it? I thought I had it. Hold on. This will take a second. Eldritch. There we go. Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
So for Eldritch Blast,
Mm-hmm.
beam of crackling energy, yeah, because it streaks towards a creature within range. So you make a ranged spell attack against a target. On a hit, target takes 1d10 force damage. Spell creates more than one beam when you reach higher levels. 2 beam at the 5th. Does it say what level it casts the spell at? The wand, or just cast?
I can look it up. Hang on. I have the. Let me see. Where did it go?
Because sometimes it'll say the item casts the spell at a particular level.
Seven charges. You can use this. Expend 1 charge to cast Eldritch Blast. Make ranged attack. Let's see.
Yeah, if in the description of the item it doesn't mention a level, then it just would get cast at. Let's see. Okay, spell creates more than one beam when it reaches higher levels. You know what? I'm just going to make a ruling on the spot. Cast it at 5th level, which is 2 beams. So we'll just say that the wand works at the level that you're at. And
Well,
you can.
So let's see. I am okay. Yeah. So I don't know what it does with the wand itself. So I don't know what
I'm just going to say that the wand casts the spell at the same level that you would be able to if you knew the spell. So you get to have 2 beams coming out of this wand. So you get to do 2d10 damage with it.
Let's do that. That sounds good to me. Wow, that's 120-foot range too. I could have just shot him from back there. Okay. All right. 7 and 8 is 15 damage.
Wow. Okay. So
right in the back of the head.
You guys see this happening. Silric brings this wand up out of his, you don't know where his sleeve or wherever, and literally right behind this head, you see this blast of green and blue crackling energy. And for a moment, this guy's like there's a shimmer, and then this stuff just comes around him, and you see his hair beard stick out, and he just gets slammed just face down onto this altar as this beam crackles over him.
Nice.
Hold on, 15 damage. And you see as he
dead yet?
Slams into the altar, there's blood running down his arm. Okay, yeah, it's him then. So he just barely manages to look up, and where is it? And he then casts, you see a cloud of yellow-green fog start to grow within the middle of the room, right around and behind where Grot is, and in front of where Aldemar is. And oh shit, that's radius, not diameter. Okay, so I need Grot and Aldemar and Sled. Where are you? Were you running up too, or you were?
No, I was staying in that other room just shooting arrows. And
so Grat and Aldemar both need to make a saving throw.
Saving throw. All right.
Yes.
17.
What is that? Which saving throw? Hold on a second. Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Okay. Want me to re-roll?
Yep. Yeah. No, don't re-roll. If you got 17, and then Aldemar.
19 till.
So I rolled a 20 plus 1. If I'm.
That's a 21.
Okay.
21. Say.
Say.
Wait, are you saying 20 plus 1 is 21?
Yes, yes. It's a 1 and 2 and a 1.
It's that New Jersey education you got, I bet.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
2 and 27,
Ah.
half of
Yeah.
27. So 13 points of damage.
Oof.
So,
All right, so-
you get a whiff of this just noxious gas, and your vision starts to blur, and you are starting to choke a little bit. Let's see. So duration still okay. Holy. And also it's like yellowish, very yellow greenish. So it's hard to. Now, how fucking long does this last? Holy shit. Okay. So yeah, this stuff is just suffocating. And then Grat.
All right. I'm going to take 2 more slashing a great sword attacks on this prone asshole. So, do I get advantage?
He's reaching up a little bit, so he's not completely prone,
Gotcha,
but he's
gotcha.
still leaning over the top of the altar. But you also have these pregnant women that are like right down between you, and one is clinging to your thigh. So
Yeah. I should still be able to reach in with the with my reach and the longsword's reach. So I don't have to move that far, and she's not hurting me, so I'll deal with her later. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So all right, first slash, second slash, 1 and 2. First one missed, I got a 2. Second one I rolled a 17 plus 9, so 26. Yeah.
Roll for damage.
All right. Fuck this guy. I reroll the 1, 4,
Because he's still up.
8. 8 plus 9 is 17.
So as this cloud is starting to choke you, you bring the sword up and down, and it goes right through the back of his neck, and his head just rolls off forward.
Who's laughing
into the
now?
lap of one of the women below. Gouts of blood spraying out over you and all of them. And these
Get used to this.
are now, as they're climbing over, they've got their swords up, but they're starting to back away and trying to make their way around. They're avoiding the cloud, but you've got about 12 on either side, and they're inching away from you guys. Saro, wait a second. Sorry. Oh no, Sled, then Grat, then Saro. Sled.
Is the main guy dead yet?
Yes.
His head just fell off into one of the pregnant
I just
women.
cut his fucking head off.
Okay,
She's
I'll
screaming hysterically.
just take a shot the nearest cultist to me with the crossbow. 15, that is 18.
Nice.
Does that hit?
Yeah, roll for
Okay.
damage.
Ooh. 5.
5. Okay. And so it goes right through the chest on one side, and he's stunned. He's knocked back, and he's kind of going down to his knee and grasping at it, tugging, trying to get it out. And
That's what she said.
then, Sarah, make another death saving throw.
Do it, Sarah.
5.
Fuck.
Fuck. Okay, so that's
Failure number 1.
okay. Shit.
Don't
Eldemar.
die.
Eldemar, you're kind
I'll
of
never
choked
live-
with
I'll live
cloud
with
in
myself.
front of you between you and Grat, and these guys are flanking out on either side.
Yeah, screw Grout. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
Saved your asses.
No, you did. So how far away am I now from the chalice?
It is in the lap. It's like right between two of the women that are in front of Grat, but it's on the other side of this cloud of smoke, which is about 40 feet or so across. You're just a little bit in it, and Grat's a little bit in it, so it's about 30 feet, but 30 feet through the cloud of smoke. And actually, I think that since you started your turn inside the cloud of smoke, shit. Let me.
You're extra dead.
Hold on a second.
Nah.
Died twice.
Okay.
Just locked in this fucking fart cloud until it dissipates.
Oh, make a Constitution saving throw again.
Good Lord.
Rob's the only safe one right now.
So, Constitution. How about the Bill of Rights? So 19.
It's the
19.
44th Amendment.
Okay. So this is not as bad.
Bunch of un-American
Just
bastards.
8 points of damage. And also, I forgot Grot. Actually, Grot was just in front of it because he cast it a little bit behind himself because he didn't want it to get him. So just 8 points of damage.
8 points to Rut.
For Aldemar. No, not Grot.
Oh, okay.
So
Fuck you, Aldemar.
I suffered or I inflicted.
Yeah, you received.
You took it.
Because your turn was started in the cloud still.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Every turn that you're in the cloud, you take automatic damage if you don't make the save.
So what should I do?
Well, there's a couple options. You could go to attack one of the cultists, or you could try to go. Since you're already in the cloud and took damage, you could try for the chalice.
All right, I'm going for the chalice. Let's do it. Let's do it. Do it.
Grab the chalice. Do it.
Get to the chopper.
That's right.
So you run straight forward through this sickening, kind of oily, stinking, yellow-greenish cloud and manage to just kind of get down. And you see the chalice. It's between these women are just, all cowering. Their blood all over them, and this chalice is like right down between the two of them. So you got to kind of get down there. It's a little bit slippery.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And they don't know who you are. They're kind of kicking and pushing away at you as you're coming through and screaming even more hysterically.
Yes. Like, I have no money. I'm not going to be a good provider for you. Yes. I'm not reliable or dependable and all this other qualities. I'm not a good beta. Yeah, I got it. Can I get the chalice?
Get the chalice.
Yeah, make a roll for
Chalice.
dexterity.
For what?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
And add your bonus.
Come on, baby. Come on.
What are you doing over there?
It's 11.
Okay. Yeah. You're able to get it, and it starts to slip, but you manage to get it and pull it through while they're trying to slap you away. So you have now chalice in your hand.
Nice.
I got it.
The trophy. You got the trophy. Everyone's a winner.
And so now these the cultists are starting to back away. They've got their swords drawn. The one that had that arrow or the crossbow bolt is still down kneeling and coughing. He's starting to cough up a little bit of blood. But the rest of them are gradually edging their way around the cloud, and they're working their way towards the door. You notice that the bard has stopped playing, and he's kind of edging his way along the outside wall as well.
All right.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
Hold up. Before we do, is it my turn yet?
Let's see. It goes back to Sled.
Do I get to go?
And then it goes back to Silric.
Okay. So.
Oh, wait. Did Sir already made his roll. So back to Silric.
All right. So how far away is the bard from me?
The bard is alongside the wall, so it's about 50 feet. So he is probably about, and moving forward at this point, he's probably about 30, 40 feet away, trying to slip along the wall.
More than I need. I'll aim the Eldritch Blast, the Wand of Eldritch Blast. I'll take my first action and blast the bard.
Okay, make an attack roll.
There we go. 16.
All right,
Nice.
and roll
that
for
guy.
damage.
And we get to do that 2d10, right? Okay. And that's 7 and a 4. So that's what, 11.
Not bad.
Oh, okay. So as the bard is kind of cautiously trying to go unnoticed, the bolt flies out, and some of the cultists cover, and they kind of drop down, and you see it slam him back against this carving in the wall. And as this blue crackling light strikes him square in the chest, and his head slams back, you can see a burst of red across the back of that thing, and he just falls forward onto his loot.
Fuck that guy.
Okay. Now go ahead.
And the cultists start running for the door where Sled and Sero are. They are running around the cloud towards the door. So now
They want to get out? Are they fleeing or are they trying to attack?
the cloud is now dispersing now that the cultists, they are running for the door.
I do have one more action, and I'm going to use the blink spell once again and blink the other way out because it still has a 1 minute duration. So
Okay.
I can blink again. I still have my mirror images, but I'm going to blink my own self out towards the door as far as I can get to it.
What's the distance that you can blink?
What is that?
Is it like 60 feet?
60 feet.
Okay.
60
So
feet.
now you are between them and the door, about 10 feet away from the door, and they see you, and they kind of stop and they start fanning out. Then it is Grat, and the cloud is still behind you.
All right. So the cloud's behind me, but dissipating. All right.
It's very faint now.
All right. So I can chant. I'm not too worried about that. Help. So I see Silric blink out towards the far end where we came in, the doors where we came in. And that retarded bard is now dead. We have the chalice, and there are cult members edging their way to the escape route.
They're trying to
trying to
go
flee
towards the
too.
door where Sero and Sled are. And now Ulrich is between them and the door.
All right. Do I have a healing potion that I can give Sarah?
Oh, I can heal Sero now. Once we can get to a point where we're not rushed. So
Yeah. All right. So no one's coming near Sarah then, right? He's safe.
No, they stopped as soon as Silric appeared in front of them.
All right. Just what I was concerned about. All right. I'm going to head towards the rest of the gang that is leaving. We're going to get the fuck out of here. And on my way out, I'm going to slash at cult members.
Okay. They're
And
kind of
just-
spread out. So once you're across, you have enough room if you wanted to go at an angle, because there's about a dozen here, and there's one that's kind of trailing that's got an arrow in him from Sled. So you'll be able to attack one.
All right. I'm gonna get the trailing guy first and just double slash his ass.
And then there's some benches, so you'd have to go over, but they're like low benches, easy to hop over.
Okay. 21 and 22.
Yeah, both of those hit.
All right. This damage is going to be funny. Hang on. Reroll the 1, 8, 12, 15. 15 plus.
You can stop with 15.
Yeah, it's almost close to 50.
As you come across and you bring your sword up as you're running, it just cleaves him right from shoulder all the way up, and the top half of his body falls back, and his torso completely falls over.
Take that, bitch.
Gore spinning. That was just the first one. So your second attack, you can use on one of the other people.
All right, I'll attack another one on the way. Oh, I'll just do the other dalliance.
You already did the roll, so we'll save the attack roll. You just do the damage for the next one.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's P6 basically plus 18. So 9, 27.
Okay, so the next one, as you're coming, you undercut its legs, and as the sword comes, it kind of starts to scoop him up, but as he's coming up and falling back,
He's riding that shit.
the legs, and you see that the lower legs kind of flop off forwards, and thunk, it hits his back on one of the benches, and as his back hits the bench and he starts to tip back over, the two legs spray these double jets of blood that just come
Love it.
up and back.
You
Then,
love it. It's awesome.
Sarah, make
I
another.
think I've killed 200 people tonight. It's awesome.
5.
5.
5.
Silver, go save him.
That's 2 in a row.
If he's dead, I can death ward him, or I can heal him. Either way, I can actually see what I can do. Hang on.
Aldemar.
Pick up Sarah and bring him over to Silric with the chalice.
I think I just.
Wait a second. Did I skip sled again?
You did, yes. Sled goes next.
Well, but
Sled.
if there's any cult members near me, I'll attack them.
There's a couple within. Well, you're still back at the door. They're 20, so they're probably all within about 30 feet of you right now.
All right. Is there one that I already shot that's not dead?
That one got cleaved in half.
Okay. All right. I'll take another shot at whatever's closest to me and is wounded. And I will have not hit him with a 12, unless I did hit him with a 12.
Yes,
I did. Oh, okay. Well, let me. 8 points of damage.
crossbow, as you're firing, it goes a little bit low, because as you're bringing it up, you pull the trigger a little bit quick. And as one of the cult members is coming forward, it strikes him directly in the groin, and you just see him drop to his knees. And as he drops, he falls forward onto his sword and cuts himself. So he's now laying there screaming and bleeding from a big gout of blood spraying out of his neck. Now, Aldemar.
TJ.
And you have the chalice, and you are up by the altar. But right now, that cloud has pretty much dispersed. There's almost none of it left. You can barely see it.
All right. So, is there a pathway out of that area where there's not enemy, or am I gonna have to fight?
There's about 20 of them left that are between you and the door. And then Sled and Silric and Sarah are on the other side of them. Grot is coming up to one side, kind of hacking away, and you see him just undercut somebody and take their legs off from behind. And they're kind of spread out, mixed in like the center area and some of the benches, trying to get to the door, but now they're blocked and they can't get out.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try and basically just fight my way back down. I got the chalice in one hand, the sword in the other, and just
also, you feel sort of a tingling warmth spreading through your body after you're holding the chalice.
Sounds like my second marriage.
9 points of health regained, where you regain 9 hit points.
Give that shit to Sarah.
Can I channel that health to others? Like, I don't know, the warlock?
You have no idea what you can do with this thing. You only notice that
You're rubbing it on
with
your
it
balls.
firmly in your grasp, you feel like you're breathing easier now, and you feel like you're getting a second wind.
That's a good thing, though, for attacking and shit.
Yeah, like my third marriage. Cool. Well, I'm gonna keep moving until either my turn's over or somebody gets in the way. In which case,
So you got about 30 feet of movement from where you are. They're kind of stuck in the middle. You would be able to get to the group that's probably over on the right side, opposite of Grot, over on the left from your perspective.
all right. Well, I'm gonna keep moving with my sword in one hand and the chalice in the other. And any enemy that gets in the way, just
Okay, make an attack roll. There's one of them because they're focused now on Silric because they were going for the entrance, and suddenly Silric is there, and so they're still kind of also looking at his other duplicates, which are spread.
all right. So you're talking about initiative, right?
No, you're rolling for the attack now. We're still going the same initiative order.
Oh, gotcha. One. So I rolled a 16.
Okay, that hits. Roll for damage.
Roll for damage. I rolled a 20.
Okay. Wait a second. That was you rolled 20 for your attack? What? Because you're for your
Oh, for what dice do you roll
for your damage for your what kind of sword do you have?
I got a long sword.
So 1d8.
Plus your strength modifier.
Oh, strength modifier. Okay.
So 1d8 plus your strength bonus.
Strength modifier is
Be that little plus number.
So it's +2. So 22.
What? Well, no. Roll the 1d8. The 1 die 8. It's an 8-sider.
All right.
And then add the 2.
All right. So 5.
5. Okay, so as you're running up, you come right behind another cultist and come down. You slash him across his back, and he kind of drops to his knees and leans forward, slumping on this bench. His blood is running down the back of his robe, and you can see where it's cut open, huge gash in his back. Now, a couple of them turn and start attacking you. One of them swings and misses at Grot. Another swings and misses at Grot. And a third swings and manages to just hit, doing 4 points of damage, just barely nicks you. And another one also swings and just completely biffs and does not hit you at all. On the other side, and so they're trying to get at Aldemar, but as they're swinging, he's kind of just stepping around and dodging, and they're not able to touch him. A few of them are able to lunge forward and try to get at Silric. Oh, crap. And I think your AC is a little lower. You go back to where I had your stats here.
Minus 16.
Stats. I had a... Where the fuck? Sorry, I had a doc with everybody's stats. Oh, I found it. I scrolled down too far. So AC for Silric. So a couple of them are swinging at Silric. And again, you're easily kind of moving, but as you lean out one side to roll away from the blade of one of them, another one manages to just slice you across a thigh, doing 6 points of damage. And the rest are fanning out and trying to get around Silric and moving towards Sled. But as they come into the doorway, and let me check your AC. Why do I keep looking at the wrong file here? Let me bring this over. Sled, your AC is 14. So a couple of them all try, and only so many can get at you at once because there's only so much room around a person to be able to do this. So miss. Oh, fuck. So The first one misses. The second one gets in and gets a good, just sticks you right in the gut, doing 12 points of damage.
Okay.
You take a sword like right under the liver. Oh shit. Another one does 3 points of damage as you're kind of doubling over from that stick. Another one gets you in the shoulder. And the last one does 4 points of damage.
I'm dead.
Well, that's bloody inconvenient. Now
Alas,
I'm gonna
dear
have to
Sled,
burn
we knew thee well.
And they start, and a couple more start pouring past, and they're just going, they're ignoring Sarah on the floor. They're just kind of running. They're trying to get out that door. And it comes back over to Silric. Now there's a couple that are still in front of you. There's like 4 by you. There's 4 by actually some of them are running away. There's 4 that are kind of around you. There's 2 by Aldemar. There's 2 by Grot, and then the rest, and that's are just running. So there's about 20 left that are trying to run away.
Mm-hmm.
The rest are dead or dying. And they're already, so no, there's 14 that are in the hall that just kind of they're trying to get away.
Okay. Say we just let them get away.
Fuck them, man. And then they can't shut the door because they spiked that shit open.
Something else here. Hang on.
Wow.
Spare the dime. What is it?
So yeah, what does Silric do now?
All right, I am going to
Fuck them up.
No, I gotta bring you guys back to.
I gotta go, guys. I'm dying here.
I got it too. So,
yeah, so I mean, let's say it's good before.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do mass healing word. So that will cover Sled and well, myself. Actually, everybody in range. It will cover. So
Sarah,
Yep.
you feel all of this racking pain in your body gradually dissipate.
Very badly burned.
Your lungs and Sled, suddenly, the darkness is starting to fade and you can see again. You were almost gone there. But as you're coming back, you vaguely remember the footsteps passing, and you turn and you see this group making their way down this hall. You remember you're in this hall. There's these statues along this tapestries, and right now there may be about 10 to 15 feet past you. So we're going to jump to Sarah real quick on this because you've been out of the action for a little bit. 14 of them right there. What do you do?
Play dead. Play dead. They don't know.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Let them kind of go by, and then we'll see what happens.
Well,
Just stick your tongue out like.
14 of them are past you, but there's still 6 in the room. So the 14 that are past are trying to get away. They're trying to escape you guys.
Fireball their ass.
Well, that's just it, but I don't want to torch you guys while I'm at it.
They're on the other side.
Oh,
Yeah.
fireball it is then.
Fireball the 6 of
Fuck
those
'em.
fuckers.
$17.
there you go.
Actually, you just cast it. They just have to make their saving throw.
Nice.
Roll for damage.
Fuck them up.
What's the damage, the D on that one?
It's like a D6. Like 6 times.
Fireball. Depends on the level you cast it at.
Let's see.
Fireball. Let's see. It is 8d6.
Nice.
Woo!
8 6-siders.
All right.
Well, if you use a spell slot of 4th level or higher, it increases by 1d6 for each level above. But 8d6 is...
That should do it for those fuckers.
Yeah. All right.
Then we have like 15 points, if that.
8d6. All right. Here we go. All right. So 13. 24 and 34 total.
So as they are running, you see a few of them glance back, and there is abject terror in their faces as this fireball gradually expands, flying down the hallway.
Kill me, will you?
Explodes in the middle of all of them, igniting their bodies and slamming them into the sides of the walls. And you can hear the screams as they're dropping and rolling, but the fire is not going out. The tapestries have lit up. The bodies are just bright balls of flame. And after about 30 seconds of this screaming, they gradually just stop. And it's just all twisted, blackened, charred remains.
Time to go.
In the other room,
Yep.
while this is happening, the other cult members have dropped their swords and have backed away, and they are now down on their knees and begging the priest of Ilsfari, show your mercy, we beg of you.
Cool.
And they are groveling.
As well they should.
They're trembling. They're terrified. They are begging that you show mercy. These other. So Silric went, and then Aldemar, and then Sled. Now that you're you're feeling a little woozy, you lost some blood, but you're feeling.
Sled's gone. So
something is getting you up and moving again. So wait, Sled, where's
Sled
He had
took
to
off.
go.
Here late.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Okay. So I am just going to do what I think Sled would do. I'm going to take care. He walks up to the first one, pulls his head up, and just slices his throat open, and spits in his face and kicks him back over the bench.
And then loots the body.
Okay, so then Grat.
All right. We've got the chalice. We've killed everyone. Everyone's groveling. Everyone's
out of here.
Yeah, I think we need to get if they want to help us, we not kill them. Lead us out.
And
Get us out.
They're thanking you. They're thanking you for.
And you get yeah.
And
you have mercy.
The
us out.
women that are chained by their necks, these pregnant women.
We'll free them.
So they're chained by there's some people that are chained to the tables too that have a good amount of their muscle cut away from their thighs and chest and glutes and some breasts cut off and things. They're in pretty bad shape.
We'll probably need to mercy kill them. I mean,
what does the group want to do?
Do you want to heal them?
No, I just want to get out of here.
All right.
I'm ready to cast Dimension Door just so we can get out of this whole.
There you go. All right, so I'll
live after this.
I'll mercy kill the ones that are clearly unsavable.
Okay. Yeah, just
Grat's going down a dark hole. So.
Okay. So with the three naked, blood-soaked, pregnant women in tow,
we'll take them. Yes.
And and these 5 now remaining cult members, like leading you forward out the door. And as soon as these guys get into the section where you're passing, where there's all of the prisoners, they start screaming, and they're all backing away from the doors in these cells.
Keep going. Get us out of here.
Okay, so you're gonna leave the.
Well, they're dead. They got the disease. We can't really do much with them.
Yeah, good point. You just gonna leave them there though, or
Aldemar.
I could always set them on fire.
Can you smash
I got the challenge. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
okay? So finally, you manage to make it to the gate, or the front, and you get all the way through. You walk through. You get over the fence with the chains, and as you go through there, the cultists make a break for the door. They're running across this, and actually, three of them slip and fall in the. It's like an inch of blood and shit and piss. The women see this and just start screaming, and all three of them pass out. So you get three cultists that made it about 15 feet or so and slipped and fell flat on their faces, and two that are probably about 30 feet away heading towards the door.
All right, I yell for the other two to stop.
The three that slipped and fall, burning hands. I'm torching them. Fuck them.
Grot, make an intimidation check, and then for burning hands, you have to roll for that.
Let's see.
I don't know if you do. We have to be. Well, let's see. Okay, so each creature, they have to make a dexterity saving throw. Here's the thing, though. They're on the floor, so they're rolling with a disadvantage for the dexterity saving throw. No. Roll for damage.
Intimidate was 16.
Okay, so they halt. They try to stop, and they freeze, and they get down on the ground, and they start groveling and begging again. And damage?
I'm rolling damage right now. That would be 9, 17.
So as you spread your fingers, they start to smolder, and then flames leap out between them and then form into this streak that expands into a cone of flame, washing over them, and they just scream and start rolling around in this. Now, the blood and shit on the floor are boiling in fire with them rolling around on it, and they're just covered in this burning, and just the smell is horrendous, but the screaming stops after a few seconds. And the two that are in front are now groveling. They're bawling, begging you for mercy. Spare us, spare us. And where did Rollo have to go?
Rollo had to roll.
He had to bail.
Yeah.
Okay, so then so Sladzio, so Aldemar.
Yes.
What are you doing?
So,
Well, Rob just burned everybody on the ground.
yeah, I got the chalice. I got the sword. I'm doing pretty good. But like am I ahead of everybody else, or?
You're all kind of in a group. You're walking. Now you have three unconscious, bloody, shit-covered pregnant women too.
Sounds like my third marriage. Just kidding. Just kidding, guys. So what would I roll for if I was trying to get away from all that and like get to the entrance?
Well, there's nothing stopping. You guys can just decide to walk to the entrance.
All right, we're ready.
Head out.
Going for it.
Let's get to the surface.
Do you want to do anything with these? So you make your way. The cultists, slowly walk ahead of you. They don't try to run anymore. They're resigned to their fate. And then when you get to the entrance, as you're coming out, all those birds gone. No trace of all the ravens that were there before. And you can see the moons above casting this like pale light. You can look across. You can see that tree up, just to your west on the hill. and everything is quiet. There's just kind of a gentle rain, a little bit of a breeze. You can start to smell some fresh air again after breathing in all of that gore coming up out. And I don't know, you guys want to do anything with these guys? They're begging you to let them go, or not?
How many are there?
Just 2 left.
All right, get out of here.
Okay. So they just turn and they run. They just run off into the night. And after a few weeks travel back, to Horsehead, by the time you get there, the guard, along with the assistance of some, of the rangers, have managed to quarantine the part of the city where the infection was, and they have clerics working to treat the people. For some reason, it suddenly started to just, fade, and the people started to heal up, probably having something to do with your actions. And the priests of Elsfari, thrilled to have their chalice back, made sure that you were all very handsomely rewarded. All of the gold, the jewels, the other stuff that that you had been set up with to be framed beginning, they just gave it to you. And even Silric was offered a promotion, but refused because he already had his own following and was going to start his own temple somewhere else or something like that. I don't know. He can decide whatever he wants to happen. And as a result of rumors that, well, what did you do with the pregnant women? You just let them go in the town, or bring them?
Yeah, we let them go too.
Oh, okay, so they probably would have followed you into town, because there's their town is decimated, and because of them, word got around of what happened. They don't know the whole story, but they know what happened with the very ending with the cleric and stuff, and they don't know that it was you that killed everybody in the room leading in. So rumors rapidly spread throughout the town of your heroism. And so now you are folk heroes in this region and in Horsehead. And unfortunately, the town of Raven Rock is just, it's gradually, it'll pick up again as people start to move back there and kind of squat in the whatever's in the town. But you're now folk heroes in this area, and you don't pay for room, you don't pay for board, you don't pay for hookers or anything anywhere in.
I like it. Let's rest here for a while. Yes.
However, somewhere out there, the halfling crime boss, Hugo,
that fucking cock,
and his
Hugo boss,
his wizard friend, the grandfather.
Oh yeah, we got to get them sooner or later.
So there's always that for another time. But you guys are now folk heroes. You beat the bad guy. You got the chalice back. You killed a whole lot of people.
Shit. Yeah.
Yes, we did.
And 2 of you almost died, but didn't. So
it was a good game.
Almost.
Yeah. So it was close. Yeah, I wasn't sure that everybody was going to make it through this one. But
there was a lot of adversaries.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well.
Cool.
So hopefully you guys had as much fun as I did. Hopefully,
that was enjoyable. Yes.
Hopefully, I don't have all of the D&D community snowflakes freaking out because we didn't have any X cards and there was no consent. And but yeah, this is not their game.
Exactly. And if they do have an issue with it, then fuck them. Who cares?
Yep.
That's a great thing. Real quick, great thing about this D&D is everybody can play it their own way, and as long as they're having fun, that's the only thing that matters. Somebody doesn't like it, they can find another table.
Mhm.
But
Absolutely.
if people and just throwing this out there, I've got a group that I DM for pretty regularly. It's every other Sunday. But if people want to get together for the occasional one shot, and you got a group of people that doesn't mind a bit of real brutal, dark, kind of fantasy stuff, hit me up and maybe we can arrange something. I'll DM some stuff for somebody.
Well, that's what we had talked about before, because I want to do a few one shots with Masculine Geek and bringing some people in. So, like each one shot would be one or two different people from the audience that have expressed an interest. So
awesome, yeah. And I would be glad to run some if I've got about a 2-week lead up and an idea of what kind of stuff people want to do. Come up with some stuff. I mean, I could do it on the fly with like 2 hours, but 2-week lead up, it lets me put.
Yeah, I was thinking sometime, not on our regular Wednesday broadcast, but maybe on a Saturday.
Yeah,
as long
as I've got some advance. And then also, if you guys have anybody else that wants to DM, if you've got room, I'd love to jump in as a player sometime.
Sure. Well, the next campaign Rollo will be doing, so you'll be playing.
Awesome. I will.
Cool.
I know he wants to do something a little more old school. We're going to do like second edition or advanced D&D or something.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing first edition advanced D&D. That'd be kind of cool.
I love it. A little bit of THAC0.
Yeah. To hit armor class 0. Yeah, that's right.
So what I'll start doing I'll start thinking of a character, but I won't do any numbers. When Rollo says what he wants,
he was saying something about 5th, starting us out as 5th as well. So
5th level.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're going to do a one shot, you don't start at level 1 because that's like the start of your big long adventure. If you're doing a one shot, you got to have a little.
You need some experience. Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, thanks
again. No, thanks, Drew. This
was awesome.
Fantastic.
This has been a lot of fun for me too. I have absolutely had a blast DMing these games. So I greatly appreciate the opportunity to do this. And again, I hope everybody watching had a good time too. And I look forward to jumping in as a player with Rollo's games.
Absolutely. Yeah, the games have been fairly popular and very fun. So thank you again. Yes. And thank you everyone for watching and joining us for something different, these games. We appreciate it. I know a lot of you have thought about playing Dungeons and Dragons, have just started, and I know you've used this as a springboard for your own games. So that's the way, that's how it works. So everyone, once again, enjoy your evenings. If you're on the East Coast, it is now Thursday morning, 13 minutes into the morning. So I'm getting my ass to bed.
Yeah.
Everyone, enjoy. And this weekend coming up, we have 2 shows starting at noon Eastern. The 3 Golden Voices. Go check out the website for information on that. And then at 3:00 p.m. Eastern, we have Mr. Jack Donovan will be on our show as well. So check that out. So there's going to be an hour gap in between the 2 shows, but it's going to be a good day. So this Saturday, join us or watch the replay. Either case, enjoy your evenings. Yeah.